I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
Probably more infamous. I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuznetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Honshu.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a good...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look, she killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
Real talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with DaDirector on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Alana Della Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. Be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. And Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by Dollhouse Radio and Dan Morel. We brought to you and we broadcast live via the World Wide Web on blogtalkradio.com, youtube.com/IE Network, facebook.com/Real Talk, and also Twitter via Periscope. Soon to be on all the other platforms as well. So it is now Monday again, of course. You see here, hold up, one of my Jedi councils. Let me make sure they can get in. One sec. Ralph is trying to get in here. Let me put him in. Boom, boom, boom. All right, Ralphie boy. As my man Ed Norton would say here. Hey, Ralphie boy, come on in. Set him up. Let me send the link to make sure Kev got the link too. And we good to go solo. So it's November now. Wow. November. Time is flying. And to be honest with you, 2020 can't get the hell out of here fast enough. We're hoping 2020, we can get out of 2020 alive. So many people are not, unfortunately. So it is the night before Election Day. And like I said, we're not going to definitely not going to dwell on this topic because we don't do politics. But, everybody, once again, like we said last week, go out and vote. You must go out and vote, period. Go vote. That's all I could say. I did already. Done. I urge everyone to go out and vote. Doesn't matter who you're voting for. Just vote. It's your civic duty as an American. So, and it's as Ralph stated last week, it's like a slap in the face to, if you're black and you don't vote, it's kind of like a slap in the face to the people that died for us to have the right to vote. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to offend nobody. Don't want nobody to get all upset. It ain't about that. It's about, let's just do what you got to do, right? So vote, damn it. Anyway, we'll bring my man Ralph in. I'm sure Kevin will be joining us shortly. What's going on, Ralph?
Nah, man, I'm putting all on blast. If you black, white, Spanish, Asian, Greek, Mexican, Eskimo, if you don't vote, and then when you find out who wins, in like 6 months time, you say, man, that dude ain't doing jack for me. Did you vote? Nah, man, what difference does it make? You shouldn't be talking. I'm just
definitely. I don't want to hear. Oh, now that I'm saying, the first person I hear complain, and they didn't vote, because some people that I know that they've never voted in their lives, so I know they probably not voting this time either. So if I hear a complaint, I hear one complaint, boy, it's gonna be crazy. They're not gonna stop hearing my mouth. But
you got 4 years of me telling you to shut the hell up coming to you. That's what you got.
That's what it is, yeah. And I'm definitely going to clown you as much as possible.
Every day.
Every day I'm gonna clown you.
All day.
It's gonna be either you're gonna just stop talking to me, we gonna come to blows because you're gonna get mad, or because I'm gonna keep trolling. I'll be like, what? But 2020, man, it's not getting out of here fast enough. We keep losing people as we lost another great. Now granted, the man had lived a long life, which is good. But it doesn't make it any better that we lost Sir Sean Connery.
I know,
over this week, and doesn't matter. We'll bring Kevin. Doesn't make it any better, even though, like I said, if you want to look on the good side of it, we were blessed with his work and his legacy. He lived 90 years, which was awesome. A lot of people have been checking out way earlier than that this year due to a lot of things. Just 2020 altogether, just coming through like a damn, wrecking machine. Not like a old girl wrecking ball, right? Wrecking ball. That's freaking 2020, man. But so
And I woke up and I had a couple of people hit me and say, "Yo, Ralph, Sean Connery died." I was like, stop playing. Bond did not die. And I saw it, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
God.
I felt the same way, man. It's like, but yeah. So obviously, everyone knows by now who knows anything about films or movies. The legendary actor, Scottish. Was he Scottish?
Yes, he was.
Yes, Scottish actor Sir Sean Connery. Sean Connery he's left us. He's passed away, and I call him. He's not technically the original James Bond, whatever, and people like that, but he is to me. But he wasn't my first James Bond that I was exposed to. Because I was exposed. I grew up in the. It's funny. Shout out to my man Kareem Williams, high school buddy of mine. He came up because I was talking with his twin brother Kamal, and we was like, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, man, who's your Bond, man? Like, did you like Connery? Did you like Pierce? Who was your best?" And I'm like, "Yo, I think Connery was the smoothest, and Pierce, I thought he was one of the better ones." And then his brother comes in and quietly reminds us, "Bro, you Negroes grew up in the what you call it era? What's his name? Roger Moore. Y'all grew up in the Roger Moore era." I said, "Yeah, but I didn't really like Roger Moore."
I was like, okay.
I thought he was all right. That was my first Bond I was ever exposed to, was Roger Moore. So then it's funny. I thought Roger Moore. This is the funny thing about it with Sean Connery. The first Sean Connery James Bond film that I saw was it was the last one he did that he came back for. Never Say Never Again, which is actually a remake, I believe, of Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Thunderbolt.
So I saw Never Say Never Again. That was the first Sean Connery James Bond film that I saw, and I was like, and shout out to people in the chat room. Maddie, welcome back. Well, I don't think we saw you last week. You might have been here last week. Last time. This wasn't last week. We weren't on last week. Shout out to Tanner, of course, Joseph Tanner. Everybody who's in the chat room, let's come through, show their support. We always appreciate. Yeah, so that was the first Sean Connery film Sean Connery James Bond film. Never Say Never Again. And I had already seen, and that's obviously I didn't see it when it came out. I saw it, later. But I was like, wait a minute. I thought James Bond, I was talking about Roger Moore. I'm like, I thought James Bond was this other guy. You know what I mean? So I was confused at that time because I wasn't sure. I wasn't really I wasn't on to Bond like that. So I was like, I'm confused. Now, did they change James Bond? Like, what? Yeah, they did. I was like, it was right and wrong. Like they did, and then they went back to the original. Now, but Roger Moore, James Bond. I mean, at first, that was the only Bond I had, so I loved it, right? And I was like, this is cool. But then I got exposed, so I saw Never Say Never Again, and I was like, I like this guy. I thought he was the new Bond. Meanwhile, Roger Moore replaced him. I'm thinking vice versa. I'm thinking he replaced Roger Moore, because I just in the order that I saw them. So then my mom's, rest in peace, was the one who put me on to the whole Sean Connery thing. She was like, no, that's James Bond. My mom's loved Sean Connery. She was like, that's James Bond, period. That's the way she's like, that's who it is. That's who I will always consider James Bond. Even when Daniel Craig's film came out, she watched it and but see, my mom's obviously was old school, but she liked the the whole mythos of Bond. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing of Bond. Like And the Bonds compared to like the Daniel Craig Bonds are definitely different. You know what I mean? So she's like, he not James Bond. He ain't smooth. So it was like, I was like, yeah, but Ma, I'm trying to explain to her. I'm like, yo, Ma, he's a younger James Bond. Like, it's like before he's rough around the edges. It's like before he got. She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't want to hear that. I was like, nah, but why? I said, James Bond wasn't always smooth. He had to become smooth. She was like, James Bond is smooth, period. I don't want to hear it. Now, she did like Pierce because she loved Remington Steele. So she did like Pierce as James Bond. But anyone else, she wasn't trying to hear it. She didn't like Roger Moore. She hated Timothy Dalton.
See, I like Timothy Dalton. I just
felt that Timothy Dalton look. Timothy Dalton got a villainous look to him, and that's why I didn't like him as Bond.
But I mean, License to Kill was okay, but I really liked Living Daylights. He gave it a real edge and showed that I can be this new guy, but when it's time to give it, he's the first one to give it. He was the first one.
Well, actually, no, because if you go back to George Lazenby gave it edge too. He unfortunately only got to do on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, on Her Majesty's
he
Secret
only
Service.
did the one.
Which was it's funny how they just jumped in and out with all of these guys, but like like I said, my mom's was just like Connery was the one. Now Connery is probably a female fan favorite, I would say. They, from what I'm just saying from what I've heard thus far from some actresses that I've talked to, some people I've talked to. I've seen posts, about Sean Connery. I'll be, I've no matter what your age was, I've always had a crush on you, this type of deal. And Sean Connery, took that suaveness and that charismatic that he had even as an old dude, you know what I'm saying, as he got older. So, and like I said, I see people, my mom's aunt, my mom's, my mom's best friend, we was like, they all loved Sean Connery. They just thought he was, he's such a, how they talk, how the old school people talk. He is such a handsome man. Yeah. So
let's be real, all you ladies. What got you wasn't the man; it was the accent. Let's be real.
Yeah, it was probably, but they all have the accent to a degree. You know what I mean? They all got some sort of accent.
But they all didn't have Sean Connery.
The Connery,
that's Scottish.
It was everything. It was the accent with the Scottish accent. It was the accent with the voice. He had a very distinctive voice. You know what I'm saying? And he was, he was a smooth brother. You know what I'm saying? He was a smooth dude. He just was, in every role he played. And so what I loved about it is he never had to adjust or lose his accent or anything like that. All his roles he fit perfectly into. And he as he got older, he started playing the OG character, basically, like the dude who's the mentor or whatever. When you break down story structure, he would be considered the mentor of the story. You got the protagonist, antagonist, and then you got the character who portrays the mentor. That's usually him. Highlander, even Untouchables.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
The Rock.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would play that sound bite. I'm getting a new program so I can play sound bites on here. I don't want to play it from YouTube because YouTube be fronting on us, trying to take down our show just because we play one thing. I'm like, how do you playing things from YouTube, but yet on YouTube, but they want to threaten to take down our show? It doesn't make sense. So I'm not gonna play it. But when he says your best. Losers whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is one of the best lines. Like, to me, it's in my top top 10 movie like lines like ever to me. I thought that was a cool saying, you know, it's just really cool. But it just like on some old, man, please don't tell me about you doing your best. Like it's really, in other words, saying don't do your best, do that shit and do it right. That's basically what it means. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, it's a more Sean Connery way to say what Yoda said: try not, do or do not. There is no try. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, yo, don't try to set up no excuse by saying losers. You know, I mean, I'll do my best. So it's that way when you fail, you can say, "Well, I did my best." You know what I mean? So
listen.
That's why you get the girl from Bandcamp instead of the prince instead of the
Yeah,
you get the girl
that
from
line
Bandcamp.
rings so true. Because my kids, all of my kids, step kids and my biological, no, that don't tell me shit about you tried. I don't want to hear that shit. Try don't mean nothing.
Try
you
not.
do it or you don't.
Yeah,
I don't listen.
There is no try.
My grandson just looks at me like I'm crazy. But I tried. No, you ain't do shit. You half attempted to.
Yeah.
You moved. That's about it.
Yeah, you moved. That's all you did was move.
Try not, do or do not. There is no try. as Yoda, Master Yoda would say. Speaking of Master Yoda, the Mandalorian is back. Thank God. Yeah. I saw an article which really, in 2020, this scared me to death. Because it was like, what's his name? Pascal. What is his name? The dude who plays him.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal. They're like, Pedro Pascal hospitalized. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yes, because he has a very bad strained back from holding the entire Star Wars franchise.
Listen, I was like, fuck him. You know what? No. Listen, you know what? Fuck him and article. Here's why. Pedro Pascal is a pussy. I want my face to be seen. I want my face to be seen. I want to take the helmet off. I want my face to be seen. Fucking pussy. Listen, wear the helmet and be grateful, just like every other actor, that you're working and that you're on something that people want to watch.
Like this.
You know the bullshit. Crying. Please pee on me. Please pee on me. I want my face to be seen.
He wants his face to be seen. Well, he got his face.
I want to be out of the helmet.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? A lot of actors did that though. A lot of actors were doing that. They were working stuff like that. That was one of the reasons why originally when they were gonna have Tom Cruise play Iron Man, you know, they were talking about
he's an one. I need my face to be seen. Like we don't know who you are.
Exactly.
We don't give a fuck about who you are. We want to see Iron Man.
We want to see Iron Man, man. And you got plenty of time. You'll have plenty of time to have your face seen because Tony Stark, you know, is seen outside of the suit a lot, you know. So
Madonna bitch asses. The bitch assness. That's what I call it.
But that's what they are.
Wow, tell them how you really feel.
I want my face to be seen. I want my face to be seen. Please pee on me.
But
please pee on me.
So the Mandalorian's back this season.
But still, why can't the man get his face seen? He can take the mask off once in a while.
Man, that's not the way.
Get a global
the way, bro. That's not the way. When you wear the mask, this is the way. That's all you.
Exactly. This is the way. Exactly.
Come on. Even Jason took his mask off every once in a while.
This is the way, bro. Because that wasn't the way. That wasn't the way, man. So
the Mandalorian. You saw. Listen, if you watch,
we don't write the rules.
You saw how
we don't write the rules.
Listen. Homeboy at that, and spoilers for those of you if you haven't seen the first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. When Homeboy was sitting at that table and he took that Boba Fett helmet off, he was about to get shot.
You about to kill him. He was about to straight shoot him like, are you serious right now? He had that helmet off. But I knew who that was. I knew of that character. He's just that character who basically got the Boba Fett outfit, you know.
And listen, and you saw how like even the writers knew. Even the writers knew. Like somebody can walk in this writer's room right now and shoot us for this. Like we need to explain this really quick about who he is, because you know what? One of these crazy ass fans can walk into this room right now and put one in us, and for real, an AR-15 straight to the face, like bang. Like look, let's make it clear.
This you don't play that.
This is why he's wearing the uniform.
If you are not a clone, a leftover clone from the Clone Wars, or something like that, not even a clone, really, because you know, he was a clone because Boba did have a clone, right? Boba was
he did
a clone of his father, of Jango, right? Jango Fett.
Right.
So but he was the only clone of Jango Fett, I believe.
Right.
So nah, son, you better not have that. Boba Fett is that dude.
Exactly, and even then, you don't have no excuse. Take it off if you want to. See what happens.
He's the only Star Wars character that I bought as an action figure as a child. I had no idea who he was. I bought the toy before I ever even saw him.
Not knowing.
He just looked so cool. I was like, yo, because I'm like, yo,
we knew who he was. We knew who he was growing up, and that was a coveted toy. Like you could get beat up, and somebody could take your Boba Fett.
Yeah.
If you was out in the playground and you brought your Boba Fett outside, that was a coveted thing. You know, you could get your shit ran. Like run that Boba Fett.
That was, and it's funny. He was so popular. He was very hard to find. Like, you know, like it wasn't always on, you know, it was hard to find Boba Fett. It's like, as a matter of fact,
and not everybody had money, and not everybody had money to buy him. So run that Boba Fett.
I had three because one of them.
Run that. See, you know what? Maybe we should, Ralph.
How many pockets was you out there, Ralph?
We should.
I had three.
Ralph, we should time jump. We should time jump and go back and run his fucking Boba Fett.
Where my DeLorean at?
Yeah, nigga up here bragging. I had
three. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say like Eddie Murphy character said.
Wes was. Let me make it clear. Wes was spoiled like a motherfucker.
Yes, I was
spoiled.
Yes, I was.
And I'm not gonna say the other. I'm not gonna say the other half of that spoiled thing. But guess what? If Wes wasn't spoiled, they couldn't get it. Wes was taking it. I'm just gonna leave that alone. We go leave his past in the past. We're not gonna bring up the other side of that.
As a new man, as a newsman. Wow. So leave that past the past.
What? Ma ain't gonna buy it. Ma ain't gonna buy it. You'll run your Boba Fett, son.
Well,
I never said that I bought three. I told you that I had three.
Exactly.
I never said I bought three. I never said I purchased three. I said
somehow you just got your hands on three. That's what you're trying to say.
I had
somehow you just got your hands on three.
I used to hustle, man. I used to trade because I had so many.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He
traded. He traded.
Because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be honest.
This was Wes. Wes was like, listen, man. Look, he's like, yo, he's like, look, cuz, listen. I'm gonna give you this Jawa, right, for your Boba Fett. That's what I'm gonna give you a Jawa. I'm gonna give you a Jawa for your Boba Fett. Don't ask no questions. Just give me the Boba Fett. Just pass up nice and smooth. Won't be no problems.
Well, I'm gonna give one. I'll tell you how I got one very simply. It was honest, but it was simple. I got one from a girl because she had Boba Fett. A girl on my block. She had a Boba Fett toy and didn't like it. And I had a Princess Leia. I had two Princess Leias. I had actually the one in the white with the hair, all the famous one, the famous look.
The one with the bun.
Yeah, with the bun, the buns, right? And I had the one from Jabba the Hutt. That one. I think that's the one I had too. That's the one where she was in like the sexy bikini, whatever that was, outfit that Jabba the Hutt had her in as a slave, the slave girl. So that's the one that she wanted. She wanted the slave girl one, and I traded that one for Boba Fett because the one I had was starting to like wear off or whatever. Like I played with that shit so much, man. So I wanted to have another one. And that was my favorite. That was my favorite character, and I was so mad that he didn't get the burn in the movies that he should have got. So that's why I'm so happy. Well, the Mandalorian isn't Boba Fett, but
this gives the character justice.
Or is Boba Fett in the Mandalorian?
I didn't say that he's not in it. I just said that the Mandalorian is not Boba Fett, but it's about close as you gonna get is his culture and the clan that he comes from, and I'm happy. That's why I'm happy to see it because Boba Fett only appeared he never really did much. You know what I'm saying? Like when I read about him and all of this stuff, a lot of times they do, and then he got the way he died was kind of whack too, in Return of the Jedi. You know what I mean? It's like Boba Fett, homeboy, knocks him down accidentally. He didn't even see him, and he goes into that pit. And it's like, really?
But he went to the pit. He went to the pit, but you didn't see him die after.
Oh, he died, bro. That nigga burped.
Actually, it was like burp. If you used to read the Star Wars comic books, no, he didn't. He did get out of that pit. He does get out of the pit. There was one comic book where Han and Leia go back to Tatooine for something, and because Han has some money, so him and Leia and R2 go back to Tatooine, but Boba Fett did finally get away against Pit, but he lost his memory and he gets captured by the Jawas. So the end of the story, right? The Jawas steal R2D2, so Han and Leia go out there to get him, right? And Han breaks onto the sandcrawler or whatever, and Boba Fett got the drop on him, but he doesn't remember who he is. He's
okay.
Can you help me? Can you help me?
But you know what? Now, spoilers. Sorry, Ralph. I don't mean to cut you off, but you said something. You said something that ties everything together
to the Mandalorian.
Right, to the Mandalorian, because that's why that Boba Fett outfit. Because that's what as soon as I saw him in that outfit, I was like, oh shit, that's Boba Fett's outfit. Now, with what Ralph is saying, that kind of brings that brings everything together. That brings everything back home because that's how they had his uniform on the crawler. Because
I think Ralph, what you're saying about that storyline, I don't know if they're going to use it, but they may, based on what we've seen so far in episode 1 and of season 2 of The Mandalorian. It's very, very, very possible that's what they're going to go with. Because
I never knew that, Ralph. So thanks for that nugget. I
didn't know that either.
Well, the end of the comic book is that Boba Fett helps Han Solo get R2 out of the sandcrawler, but Leia's out there saying, Han, what's going on? And he's like, Solo. So he's like, Solo. And he realizes, like a flash, his memory comes back. But by the time his memory comes back, because Han is trying to save him, because the sandcrawler is going back towards the Sarlacc pit, right? So he's trying to. Solo's like, he just helped me. I'm gonna help him. But then his memory come back, and then Boba Fett tries to kill Solo. So Solo jumps off the thing, and it goes back into the pit. Like the whole sandcrawler goes back into the pit. So like from what you're saying, like, and now if I was thinking, okay, if I read that, I say, okay, somehow because the sandcrawler was made out of steel, the Sarlacc pit burnt it out, and it just like crashed somewhere. And so now he's back in there, and he got re-hit in the hand and lost his memory. So maybe now I didn't see episode 1. So maybe that's why the uniform is inside the sandcrawler, right?
Yeah.
They
showed the uniform was sitting. The uniform was sitting with a bunch of other stuff like on a spear. In an area of the sandcrawler. So that could be what you're saying. Kind of makes sense.
It makes sense that they kind of. I mean, and knowing Favreau, he probably, I'm sure he's read that story and he probably would bring that story to light. So watch the first episode. You'll be very surprised. I didn't know you didn't see the first episode, right?
No, they did a lot
of season 2.
In the Star Wars comics, they did a lot of stuff with Boba Fett, and that's why I said when they did Rogue One, and then they were talking about doing so, I said don't do that. If you want to do another story, show what happens to Boba Fett when he takes Solo from Bespin City back to Jabba, because from what the comics because when he takes him back, he now has become the most hunted man in the galaxy. Every bounty hunter was trying to get him, so wherever he landed at to get supplies, whatever, every bounty hunter was after him, right? And the reason why Vader specifically wanted him is because Boba Fett actually saved Vader in battle, so Vader knew who he was. That's why when in Bespin he's standing behind him.
Yeah,
because Boba Fett was kind of sort of a friend to Vader, not Anakin, Vader.
Yeah, Vader. Yeah,
because he saved him like Vader was on the planet and he was getting jumped, and Boba Fett stepped in there. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you." He's like, "Why you help me?" He said, "I'm just doing it to earn it to get your trust. That's it. It's the only reason why I'm helping you." But they were kind of like, I mean, they did a lot of other stuff with Boba Fett in the comics. That you're right. I wish they would have used him a little bit more on screen, and certainly not kill him. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wish they would have did that. We lost Kev. I know he'll be back in a sec. Just moving on with the news. So, like I said, everybody check out The Mandalorian season 2. Episode 1 is very, it was good, man. It starts off well. I'm not gonna really spoil anything. So just moving further in the news, and once again, we want to say rest in peace to Sean Connery. What we'll do is I will be having, if not next week, the week after, we're going to do a more concentrated show with Sean Connery and his characters, his roles. And we're also going to have a guest we've had on the show before, Miss Trina Parks will join us again, and she's going to talk about Sean Connery, and working with him, and how nice he was to her. Trina Parks is the young woman at the time who played, I believe it was Thumper, right? She played Thumper in Diamonds Are Forever. So, which officially is the first, even though she wasn't considered a Bond girl, so to speak, she is officially the first black Bond chick. You know what I mean? Because she was on screen with him. She had to fight with him. And, she was never classified as a Bond girl, I don't think. She might have been. I don't know if they classified her as that. But she played, it was Bambi and Thumper. And she was Thumper, and they had to fight, and and all that stuff. So she's definitely, I kind of consider her the first Bond girl. You know what I'm saying? First black Bond girl. But so Trina Parks, so she'll be joining us again. I'm just working out the day with her, and that's the day that we'll do the Sean Connery show. You know what I mean? And to talk about that stuff, and she could tell us a little bit about Sean Connery type of dude he was, and how he, treated her, on set, blah, blah, blah. So should be cool. Also in the news, AMC, oh boy, they're in bad shape. AMC Theaters attempts a $50 million emergency stock sale to avoid bankruptcy. So AMC right now, theaters, are selling off their stock for crackhead rates. Okay, just letting y'all know this right now. Right now, the maximum offer for their stock per share is $2.39. So if you haven't, if you think maybe AMC might make a comeback, go ahead out and buy some stock for it, because it's a stock sale. $2.39. They're trying to sell $50 million worth of stock. And actually, they'll probably only max out at somewhere around 30. Or no, it says sell up to 20 million Class A shares, which will be offered at a maximum price of $2.39. So that's maximum. So you may even get a share for less than that.
I'm about 10 shares.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this, dude. Something that for a price that low, it's worth the try. It's worth the gamble.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
y'all better go. Listen, I'm on here right now about to buy me 30 shares.
Yo, do it, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you right now. Yep, $2.39 each. That's the estimated that offering could bring in just shy of 48 million. All right. It says AMC has around $5 billion in debt and recently revealed that they expect to run out of cash by the end of the year, if not early next year. The company also recently warned investors that the threat of bankruptcy is very real unless they can find a way to raise additional capital to stay afloat. Precisely how much runway this stock offering will get them remains to be seen. So we don't know what this stock is. The news of the stock sale comes as AMC is set to report its third quarter earnings. The company stock was down 7% as of today, trading at $2.36 per share. $2.36 per share. Considered AMC stock was trading for an average price of $6.84 in January. That number is hugely telling. They say here, to the point that there may not too many parties out there interested in buying AMC stock right now, considering bankruptcy seems likely for the moment. So, like I said, at that low price per share, to me, it's worth the risk.
Right now, at their lowest today, they were at $2.11. Right now, they opened at $2.30. Mm-hmm. Their highest is at $2.32, and their low is at $2.11.
Wow.
So,
hey man, go out and buy some shares, man, because who knows? Maybe they'll get a boost. maybe as the current president said, maybe COVID will magically go away.
Avengers 5 next January. Avengers 5.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. It's tragic. It's really crazy, man. AMC is like, they must be like, everyone involved in that must be like, they must be living upside down. Like, yo, what is going on? How did this happen? Like, we were just rolling, you know what I'm saying, with the stubs. Hey, listen, this, that, and the other. And they was just making bread, yo. And now it's like they're losing it. Ray Fisher. Now, Ray Fisher, I'm gonna say this before I go into this guy. Pause.
Do not. No, you cannot. You cannot, because and I'm going to preface it with this. Ray Fisher has some valid claims that are.
I'm not saying. All right, let me finish.
By other people that are substantiated by his co-host and other people in Hollywood. Jeff Johns and all the rest of them are a bunch of pieces of ish.
Yeah, no, we know that. We know that. That's not my point.
And I'm not just talking about. I'm not just talking about with sabotage.
No, I'm not. All I'm saying is this. So Jeff Fisher back yet again in the news about with his little thing with Warner Brothers. He's got his little gripe with Warner Brothers. So Ray Fisher says Warner Brothers lied about Snyder picking Whedon to wrap Justice League. Right? So which I'm saying this. I'm not saying anything that Ray Fisher is saying isn't true. It probably most definitely is. I didn't ever think, I wasn't sure that's, especially after I started finding out things, Zack Snyder didn't even necessarily leave because of what happened to his daughter. You know what I mean? So, of course, that was the perfect excuse for Warner Brothers to use so they don't look like the bad guys, It's like, I mean, at the end of the day, Zack Snyder is still a professional. It doesn't make you any less of a good father or anything like that. That if you're not after you take care of your family business, you continue what you started out doing as your job. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying, "Oh, yeah, I can understand. Why would it?" But what people understand is, as a creative person, creative people, sometimes that's their only outlet, is to be creative. That's how you could take out whatever you have: frustration, anger, hurt, disappointment, anything like that. If you could release it creatively. So, I didn't really buy the whole thing. I'm not saying I didn't buy it. I mean, it makes sense that he could have left because of the daughter. But anyway, so Ray Fisher basically talks about, and I'm not gonna go all into everything he said because it's to me it doesn't really matter. I'm just like, Ray, I don't know what what are you trying to do, man? Like,
he's trying never to work again. That's what he's trying to do.
Listen, no, that's not what he's trying to do. See, that's not what he's trying to do. And y'all honestly don't get it. There's some serious shit that's happened behind the scenes that's not being talked about. And this whole thing with the trades and all of the newspapers and stuff are trying to cover it up. They're basically trying to protect Jeff Johns and a whole bunch of other, because there are allegations of stuff that go way deeper that went on behind the scenes that people know about.
Yeah, I get that, but my thing is, it's not that I don't get it, but what's the point right now? What is your point?
It's not just what is his point. Warner Brothers is basically trying to lie and make him look bad in public. They're trying to discredit him. So he has to stay on the offensive because they're trying to make him look bad.
Yeah, but here's the deal. They're trying to make him look bad in retaliation of him speaking out against them.
But even before that, they were trying to do that. Even before that. And Grace is on record as saying, you know what? And Grace and a whole bunch of other people on record as saying, you know what? The bullshit that Warner Brothers is trying to do, they should be stepping away from Jeff Johns and them.
Yeah,
but they're trying to double down.
No, I agree with all of that, and shout out to Grace over at Beyond the Trailer. When I agree with all of that, all I'm saying is, dude, like,
you're trying not to work again. That's the truth.
All I'm saying is this.
No, but honestly, like he said, I'm on my show. Like he said, accountability over everything else. He doesn't care about. He doesn't care about.
Like, dude, what is the accountability of? Like, dude,
because of the bullshit that happened behind the scenes. He actually has on my show.
If the person who got done dirtiest in this whole ordeal is Zack Snyder, and he ain't complaining about it like this. Whether or not Zack Snyder got done the dirtiest out of this entire ordeal.
He damn sure did.
At some point, you got to have some level of professionalism too.
But here's my question
of things that went on behind.
How does this help anything though? How does it help? I'm not talking, and I understand he's talking about the business and stuff like that. How does this going forward? Okay, we Warner Brothers is not even controlling the movie no more like that. You know what I'm saying? We already know. We've been following this story from day one, right? We've always reported on it and stuff like that. All I'm saying is, all right, bro, how many times are you going to keep coming out talking about this? It's getting tired to me. I think it's getting tired. You know, how many times, and we lost Kev, he'll be back. How many times are you going to talk about this? The movie's coming out. Your scenes are back in the movie. Why are you so hell-bent on telling people how wrong you were done? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to just put it like this. He's really not trying to do another movie again. Listen, everybody. Listen what I'm saying here. Almost every single movie behind the scenes, something is done that you be sitting saying, yo, that's really messed up. You got stuff that says, damn, that's not good. Damn, that's not messed up. And says, damn, that's fucked up. Now, don't get this wrong. What happened with Zack Snyder on Justice League is effed up. It's effed up. Now,
but Zack Snyder moves on.
Right.
Regardless of what happens. And AT&T is trying to right the wrongs. They starting with Justice League. That.
Yeah. Although I'm not 100%. I don't have 100% guarantee in AT&T, at least for right now on paper. AT&T is trying to do the right thing. They're putting out that cut. So if AT&T said we're not putting out this Snyder cut, everybody heard about. We're not putting out for a reason. They're not going to understand you being all hell bent to constantly put out what Warner Brothers did behind the scenes. But the movie is coming out. It's coming now. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's coming out January. So it was like you got 2 more months to go. About 2, 3. Let's say 2-3 months. It'll be out where everybody can see it and judge for themselves to see if all the weight, all the anticipation. Or all the things that we thought were going to be in it, they really put back into it. Now you're going to get to see it. But for right now, bro, since you are not working, number 2, you don't come from the movie theaters. You come from Broadway.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't.
Broadway is shut down right now.
Broadway is shut down. Movies are shut down right now. With what all the stuff that you're talking, even if someone was to start production and they thought about casting you. You just turned them off.
Yeah.
Because
nobody likes anybody that tries to ruffle feathers.
Right. And see the ruffle. What you're doing is not even ruffling feathers. The ruffling feathers was when you first said something. But now you're trying to.
You're rattling cages now.
Right. You're causing earthquakes. That's what you're doing now. And frankly, for some guy who had never done a movie before, never got cast in another movie since then, or a TV show or a Broadway play, yo, bro, you going too hard.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Yeah.
If you really, and I'm honest with you, if you really sit there and say, yo, what Warner Brothers did was foul, whatever, then that's what you did. The next movie that you're going to get, do it yourself. Yeah. Finance it yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'll see how hard the movie business really is. It's not going to run, set, and go. And once again, I'm not sitting there saying that what Warner Brothers did wasn't foul, because it really truly was. But you're running around really trying to beat a dead horse. We get it. No, they effed up.
Beating a dead horse. There are other things that went on behind the scenes that there's actually a lawsuit for that are going on behind the scenes. So he's not beating a dead horse.
No, he is. What I believe is, yes, there's a lot of bullshit, but that's what a lot of productions and a lot of bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. The thing is this, like what Ralph was saying right before you came back on, which I do agree with, is I would be more in agreement to him keep coming back if the film was never going to come out. The film's coming out. So,
3 months. 3 months.
But it's beyond, it goes beyond the film. It's not.
But you don't need to keep bringing that to, the fans don't really care about that. They want to see the film.
That's the other part.
Stop bringing it to the public like this.
Right, and that's the other part. Do fans
people
even care about that?
Getting turned off. If fans are reading it getting turned off, what do you think potential employers are going to do? They're going to be turned off by it as well, because they're going to be like, okay, you know,
but here's the point.
You can continue to fight your fight.
He doesn't care. But here's the problem. He doesn't care about that because Warner Brothers is trying to sweep the shit under the. Warner Brothers is trying to sweep the shit under the rug.
He needs to care about it because like Ralph pointed out, his main source was he was a Broadway actor. Broadway is shut down right now. Okay, so it's not like you can go and work in Broadway and get work. Okay, the man has only been in these Warner Brother films, and then he was in the True Detective series that just happened. You know what I'm saying? He appeared and he was in that. But other than that, he hasn't done any other films. So the point is,
here's the point. Quite obviously, he must be comfortable money-wise because he's able to say what he needs to say.
That'll be nothing. That'll be he's comfortable money-wise.
You know what? Here's the bottom line.
I think like everyone else, he's trying to ride.
If he was white, nobody wouldn't be saying shit. And that's all I'm saying.
No, I think that's true.
I'm saying
I would say,
of course, I would say the same thing, whether he's black or not. I'm talking. Let me just make this point. Black, white, it doesn't matter. My thing is this:
if he was white, nobody wouldn't be saying shit. If he was white or female, nobody wouldn't be saying shit. He wouldn't be beating a dead horse. That's all I'm saying.
No. I just
I'll be. You know what? I'll be glad. You know what? I'm sticking by it, brother. And hopefully, in the next couple of months, or whatever, that Warner Brothers will be exposed for their bullshit and held accountable for it.
Okay, all right. So then what? That's exactly.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Just like slavery and every fucking thing else, accountability is what counts. And
okay, accountability what counts. But my point is, okay, Warner Brothers is exposed. Okay, now what?
I'm gonna tell you,
you still have to live in this business. So all I'm saying,
that's a point I'm not understanding. He does not care about all of that. He's on record saying, "If I don't ever work again, I don't care." The bottom line is accountability.
Here's the answer that question. Delon say, "I don't care if I work." You should say, "No, I already know I'm not going to work again." So now I got nothing to lose. Right. Because in that part about if he was white, let me tell you this right now, and this is the truth. So you can look this up. Paramount Pictures to this day, today, 2020, is still trying to tell Tom Hanks that Forrest Gump didn't make any money. It didn't make no money. Right? They still Paramount Pictures still owe Tom Hanks money from Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump came out in I think either 93 or 94. It made like $600 million. He's got 2 straight Best Actor Oscars, and they're trying to swear on a stack of Bibles this damn big. Forrest Gump and with a straight face, Forrest Gump didn't make any money, Tom. Sorry, we can't pay you. And he's like, that's bull. That's bull. Now, do you see Tom Hanks going on to Access Hollywood and the E and Entertainment Tonight and TMZ?
He has a bigger platform and bigger following. And if he wanted to do that, he could.
Well, I'll put it like this: one has nothing to do with the other, especially when it comes to sexual assault allegations, also behind the scenes, and the fact that Warner Brothers and Jeff Johns tried to use blackmail on Ray Fisher and a couple of other actors and actresses. Like I said, it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that.
All I'm saying is, tell your story. Tell your story. What I mean, but why you keep coming back? Just tell the story and get it out there. Do a video, do something. Put your story out there.
Because legally he can't, so he can only do what he can with what he has. Because
wait. It seems to me that Ray seems to know all these parts. So why are you putting out a part A on Monday, then a part B on Tuesday, then a part C on Wednesday? Just put the entire thing out there and be done with it. Frankly, just be done with it.
He is dragging it on for whatever reason that he's dragging it on. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm white, black, and nothing. I don't give a shit. This dude, I believe he riding the white guilt black wave right now. So now all of a sudden everybody, with the black stuff that's been going on, and like I said, Hollywood's white guilt and everything that's been exposed or being exposed at the time. So now know he's talking about it. And okay, fine. That's fine. I want to hear what you got to say. But keep stopping and going and coming back and coming back. The movie hasn't even come out. You're taking attention away from the fact that this film is about to come out anyway. Mm-hmm. Let it come out, dude. All your scenes are back in the film. Yeah. Everything's there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be you're going to be, come on, man. This is by design. This is not no coincidence. Because remember, he's a very prominent figure in this film. His storyline is so. This is not by accident. It's not by accident.
Here's my other question: all this stuff that he's talking now about this, when it originally was released, were you saying any of this stuff? Because I don't know.
He couldn't. Y'all, this is don't you get? He couldn't. He was contractually under NDAs. He could not say anything.
Right. He couldn't say nothing under certain things.
And he still can't. He still can't fully say anything. This is why he's doing what he's doing. He can only speak on stuff that he could speak on. And his lawyers probably advising him, listen, you can't speak on this. You can't speak on that. You can't say this. You can't say that. So he's probably only saying what he can say.
Yeah. Well, it's getting. I'm getting tired of it.
I guess you never. So what, Kev? I guess you never saw the inside of where, like, if he really wanted to talk, they could drag him in the court. He could really talk, but face the consequences of you open your mouth. Sorry, that's the truth. You know, if you really want to,
he doesn't care about working.
Right, right. If your wallet is this big and you ain't got shit to worry about, then yo, brother, speak your mind. Say expose all the corruption. All the corrupt. Where my Bane mask? You know, expose all the corrupt and get it out there and put it out there in the universe and see what happens. You know, all the corrupt. You know,
I think, like I said, I'm just personally, I can only speak for myself. I get it. I understand. I'm starting to get tired of it, though. I mean, you know, I just want to, dude. I just want to, as a fan. And I get it. I mean, we work in this business ourselves, and yes, we know that this shit's fucked up. We know that. And everything that he's going through, I'm not being insensitive to what he went through. A lot of people went through what he went through. I'm not being insensitive to none of that. But
this is my thing. What does he really say and happen to him?
Get something out of it then. Write a book. Put it all in your memoir.
Make a movie. Make a movie about it.
Make a movie about it, because you probably ain't gonna get no more work.
Behind the scenes, there are legal stuff that's going on behind the scenes with this, and that's the reason why he cannot come forward with everything he needs to come forward with the way he wants to, because behind the scenes.
Right, so then why don't you just wait? Wait till it's worked out.
Wait till.
Well, unfortunately, because Warner Brothers keeps doing the bullshit. They keep
Kev, you know what it is? It's because he knows that this is his moment to take advantage of what's going, because he's back in the spotlight because of Justice League coming out. Yeah. He's back in the spotlight because of Justice League.
But even if it is,
he's taking advantage of that moment. This is not a coincidence.
So what? But so what? He should, and as going through what he went through, as he should expose the shit as much as you can for as long as you can until things are aligned fully the way that it's not. What he's doing is not taking away from the film. It's not ruining anything. It's not messing anything up. He's speaking truth.
Well, and that's people. I mean, yeah, it may. It's not changing the film, no. But like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only person out there that's a little bit tired of seeing him popping up every other week talking about stuff, and it's just like, all right, cool, we get it. Even though he's adding something every
almost 2 to 3 months since he said anything.
He's adding something. Yeah, I'm exaggerating when I said every other week, but it feels like every other week because he just keeps popping up. He keeps adding other little nuggets. He's not saying the exact same thing, but overall, it's like, we get it, dude. Warner Brothers ain't shit.
Did you wrong? Warner Brothers did you wrong, bro. I am so sorry that they did you wrong. That your first time making a movie, you had this traumatic effect. But now that you put this out there, what if I was reporting, I'd say, okay, so you put inside there, what do you expect Warner Brothers to do? Do you expect them to change the practices?
The whole fucking shit.
Whether they do it or
That's
not.
what.
Yeah. Whatever they do is irrelevant.
Not do what they did and sit down and try to cover the shit up.
Hopefully
and make it.
Hopefully it'll change something. But I mean, it's just like when we talked about, Journey Smollett, where she did that one interview where she told, revealed to people that she's been sexually harassed on set since she was 12 years old in almost every project she's worked on. And, that was a nice, liberating interview for her to do, and she said, other than the set of Lovecraft Country, every other set that she's worked on since 12 years old, she's been sexually harassed in some way, shape, or form, right? So she talked about it. She put it out there. She got it out. And that is it. She hasn't talked about it again because she's moved on and she's working on another project. Now, obviously,
but also she doesn't have a lawsuit going on behind the scenes, so that's irrelevant.
Well, we're not sure about that.
You don't know that part. I don't know that part.
We don't know if she does or not. She hasn't put it out there, but we don't know. You know what I mean? Because for her to be able to admit that, I mean, that's some big allegations or big revelations, I should say, that she put out there. Because now people they doing like this. Wait a minute, she was in the Tyler Perry movie. Yeah. She was in this. She was in that. Was it on Full House? Or she was younger than 12 when she was on Full House. But like stuff like that. So it's like, wait a minute, who's trying to get it? It becomes this whole thing. So there's a big revelation behind that. But my point is, she did it. She said her truth in the interview, and there you go. It's done. So hopefully she never has to experience that again, and hopefully her she didn't expose anybody, period. She just telling her story or whatever. She didn't expose any. She kind of just put everybody under the blanket. It was just like, since 12, every set that I've worked on, I was sexually harassed.
All you motherfuckers, all you. So that's what I'm understanding. I don't. Yeah, if
Warner Brothers, we already know Warner Brothers is a piece of shit. They suck over there. Man, we've been covering this story from that. We've been probably the biggest champions for Zack Snyder because we knew something was fishy. We didn't have all the details, but we knew something was wrong with his dismissal. We knew something was wrong with all the things that was going on. We knew something was wrong with Joss Whedon coming in, and I believe it goes even deeper than that. I believe Joss Whedon damn near purposely tanked that damn movie. It just feels.
He did. Him and Jeff Johns.
Him and Jeff Johns, right? They personally
and Jeff Johns, the girl in that other executive,
and the other chick, the other executive chick, and that's what I'm saying. So all of that stuff, I know, and it's a whole ring of people, not just Warner Brothers, but it's all of them people that was involved in that, and I hope as a result of it, it hurts Joss Whedon's career. That's what I'm hoping. I hope it hurts Joss Whedon's career.
Well, actually, it already has because shit has come out about him, about other shit that he has done.
Yeah, because people are like, he's an a-hole.
On top of his ex-wife and the shit that she put out about him. So he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
He's done.
No, he's not. No, he's not, and that's the sad part. He is not done because he's always gonna remember as the guy that gave us Buffy, the guy that gave us Firefly, and the guy that
in this day and age, don't nobody give a damn about that.
Yeah, not with the cancel culture. They cancel you for the littlest thing. So because of the cancel culture, I wouldn't agree with that.
Josh Whedon,
I would say
Josh Whedon at this point right now is toxic. For the next 5 to 8 years, he won't be getting the work that he would normally be getting. He will not see that. He's not the go-to guy like this before.
I'm gonna put it like this: if with those things being said, and Wes, you're right. The people are real quick to hit that cancel button. Now, if Sarah Michelle Gellar came out and she said something against Josh Whedon, Right? Yeah.
No, it's
if
not.
Robert Downey Jr. came out,
it's not. Listen, it's behind the scenes. People know he is toxic. Why do you think he doesn't get the work? Why do you think he hasn't been getting the work and the follow-up work with his resume? He should be sitting on top of the world. Justice League is really the last big thing that he's had.
Yeah.
Because people know who he is. They know what he is. This is why they don't fuck with him. It's the same thing with why do you think what's his face? Why is his name? The guy who did X-Men 3. Why do you think he
same thing with him, because that's more Bryan Singer, more so really because of his personal lifestyle as well, of all of the crazy things he did, is definitely keeping people away from him. But yeah, I'm glad that it hurts Joss Whedon's career, because you don't get off where you get off being such an a-hole to people. You should be happy that you had such a a good run. And then you were blessed enough to be part of
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with the whole fucking thing, and not to stretch it out. But you have the keys to the kingdom. You have the ability. You have what most of us have dreamed of as kids, to see to be able to play with the toys. You have the ability. You have access, and you fuck that up. You have access, and you mishandle it. You have access and you abuse your authority. You know what? Not excuse my language. Fuck you. You get everything that comes to you. You deserve it. I
want to highlight a couple of points that Maddie is saying in the chat room, which I have to. She's making some good points. First, she says that the biggest people in Warner Brothers couldn't just run their mouths and let it loose. Look how Prince had to conceal what he was going through. Exactly. It was easy for him because he did it in the music. And then she also says the bits and pieces are too time consuming. I guess speaking of Ray Fisher dropping it bits and pieces. And then she says here, when we talked about the cancel culture, she says mostly black people who quick to cancel. The whites don't cancel their people.
No, they do. Absolutely they do. They're the ones who started cancel culture. They're the ones who are on this politically correct thing. Outside of the Barbs and the fucking Beehive, outside of them, quite honestly,
the Barbs and the Beehive.
Who the hell is the Barbs?
That's Nicki Minaj's Beehive. That's the Beehive for Nicki Minaj, the Barbs.
Outside of it, because that's a whole. Because the Barbs and the Beehive, I'm keeping a buck. That's a whole nother level of you don't want to play with them, because they are.
There's a whole nother level of lameness to me, but yeah, that's fine.
Of lameness and also of crazy. But also
lameness, crazy, and got shit else to do but bother people online. But that's a whole other story.
But also on the other side of that, they actually can have an impact on you. Them people will show up and show the hell out because they're crazy to a degree. Some of them. But at the same time, a lot of this cancel culture,
and God made the block button. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you have these politically correct European Americans that have sit down and taken it upon themselves. Well, you know what? We can't quote unquote fix it, and we refuse to fix it. But you know what we'll do? We'll start canceling people. But that's how we can fix it. We'll start canceling people. We can fix it by. This is why
Kev. She says they started Me Too, not the cancel culture.
Yeah,
that's different. She said the whites started the Me Too. They kind of rolled with that. But the cancel culture came out of the urban side of things, just like Black Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like Black Twitter. But you had these critics and these European Americans behind the scenes, these Hollywood critics and people of the like.
I get where you're going, but I think what she's also speaking to, Kev, just to bring a little more perspective to it, think of it like this. You look at some of the black celebrities, such as say Bill Cosby, right? Well, look at that. And I'm not going to talk about Bill Cosby, what he's allegedly guilty of.
Ain't alleged no more.
Right. It's alleged. He's been proven guilty or whatever. He's been convicted guilty of, right? That's not my point. But my point is, we use that as an example. What she means by how black people are quick to cancel, just like, or even let's use Michael Jackson, someone who wasn't convicted of what he was accused of. And so many people that canceled Michael Jackson and to this day rub his name in the dirt just because of, what was set up for him, how he was set up. But then you got people but at the same time, what she means by the white culture, you got Elvis Presley married a 13-year-old. You got Jerry Lewis, who married his 13-year-old cousin. You got Woody Allen, who, Jesus Christ, I don't even want to talk about what the hell Woody Allen did. Ain't nobody canceled him. He's still considered, I'm saying, as far as on that end.
Even what's his name?
Roman Polanski. Now, they've just now, because of Me Too, Roman Polanski's name is garbage now. But that's what she means, I think, by how black people are quick to cancel culture and white people, for the most part, don't cancel their people, so to speak.
Give him another chance.
That's not 100% true. I see what she's saying, but that's not 100% true, because you have people to this day that, and there's proof of what R. Kelly did, that still are still like, well, they were over 13, so technically he wasn't a pedophile.
No, of course you're gonna have some people, but we're talking about in a majority. And I'm not using R. Kelly as an example. You see what I'm saying? R. Kelly, I'm not using him. He's not a good example in my opinion, because he did do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We can still go with Michael Jackson. Sony and the rest of these European Americans were on a cancel campaign for him before there was even a cancel culture. They were trying to get him. The FBI.
They were on not a cancel campaign. They were on their campaign wasn't per se a cancel campaign. It was just a campaign to smear his name, to kill his. They were on kill his legacy campaign.
But that's still a form of canceling a motherfucker. However you want to dress it up, that's still canceling a motherfucker.
But the whole thing behind the cancel culture is, the people, yes, I get what you're saying as far as it is a form of it, but that was it's different.
It's not a form of it. That's what it is.
A form of it. It's just they're the ones. No. Get what I'm trying to say. They're the ones that was orchestrating it. That's not a cancel culture. A cancel culture is people hearing about it, and getting their opinion of it and saying, "Oh no, I'm canceling him. I'm not fucking with him no more." That's different than the people that are actually trying to orchestrate it as a way of them, part of their diabolical plan. You see what I'm saying? They're just the people orchestrating it.
But at the same time, it still starts with that. It's the same thing, no matter what. Yes, it's different levels of it. Okay, I'll concede to say there are different levels of it. Yeah. But it's still the same thing. Whether it be black people or whether it be European Americans that do it, it's still the same thing. It's still a form of you want
but
to. Go ahead.
No, I'd say I think what she's trying to say is, yes, that's just her point of saying, because she like people like Elvis still have their legacy. Exactly. So, he's still considered the king of whatever, rock and roll.
I get, but Cap, I'll give you a better example. Let's take it back to Super Bowl. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. That whole incident happened. Everybody wrote Janet Jackson off. Nobody wrote Justin off. was he not? Was he
He's
not
the one who pulled off
He
the
was the one
damn
that pulled
thing
it.
and exposed it.
Right.
So,
but nobody.
To this day, he still hasn't stepped up. And
That's right.
He hasn't stepped up. No, he hasn't stepped up for her and defended her. But he continued his career going, and her career was over. But she took a big hit for that. She took a big
Janet took an L.
Into the day, and you know what? And that's nobody says anything to him about that. Nobody says, "Yo, how come you don't ever stick up for Janet?"
But here's why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, Ralph. And I know we're way off point, but I'm gonna tell you why.
We're about to start up the tournament.
Because the main reason why is because of her tie to Michael Jackson. That was the end.
Ain't got nothing to do with it. Not one damn thing.
Listen, no. Understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That was another way to be like, you know what? Okay, this is another way for them to attack that Jackson legacy. Yes, she is totally separate from Michael, but it's still a part of the same. It's still a part of the same legacy. Because let's keep it a buck. What happened really wasn't all of that. It really wasn't that big. They made it.
No, it wasn't that big of a deal. And during the Super Bowl, people were, oh my God.
And Justin Timberlake's punk ass jumped and ducked for cover. You know what? I'm saving my career. I'm going over here. You know what?
And nobody has ever said nothing to Justin. Yo, you need to step up for Janet. Like Justin Timberlake.
Not Jay-Z, not none of them have ever gotten in his ass. Everybody partnering him with restaurants and with clothes and shit, and ain't nobody sit down and say, you know what, you did Janet dirty, bro.
Yep.
You need to the block, the hood didn't step up and say. The hood didn't step up and say, you know what, we ain't fucking with you, Justin, because you want some bullshit.
Right. Nobody.
They still, when it came to getting that bag, and listen, I love Timberland and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I love them all, but you know what? You still ran, and listen, business is business, but you still ran and chased a bag where a lot of us would have been like, fuck the bag and fuck Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, no, I know. So anyhow, we'll wrap that up, and we're gonna get ready to start the tournament.
And
I didn't want to take. Yeah, I didn't want to take too much away from this as well. I did want to. We spoke of Sony too being the way they are. But let's say what Maddie has here. A point is directed towards who actually canceled them. The whites put stuff out for us to cancel them. And we fall into every time, whether they deserve it or not. I have to agree with you on that one, Maddie.
And I do. I definitely agree.
It's very diabolical. I've been using that word. That's my vocabulary word for the week. Diabolical. I've been using. I don't know why I've been using that a lot.
Somebody been looking at Looney Tunes. You sound like that.
It's very diabolical.
But you know what? But honestly. Honestly, that is a good, because you know what? It's the epitome of what it is. It's diabolical shit.
It's diabolical.
When you if you want to break it down, that is a very good analogy for it. Not even an analogy. It's the perfect definition of what it is.
It's diabolical. I wanted to just mention before we go into the tournament, congratulations to Miss her name is Nicole Brown, who is promoted to president of TriStar Pictures by Sony. First black woman to ever be in that position. Good look. That's a good look. All right. Congratulations to her and all the best, and hopefully she really get in there and kill it.
And with that being said, I want to say this. Ladies, get your men up off their asses and take them out to vote. I don't care who they vote for. I don't care. I'm not trying to say vote here or there. Although, like I told Rich's ass today, if you vote for Trump, you know what? You ain't no good as a black man, especially with all the things that said about black women. And yes, I'm putting that on blast today. So, but anyway, get your men Because you know what? Black women have been leading the charge since before Martin Luther King, all the way back then to Ida B. Wells. Black women have been leading the charge. Get your men and get them off of their stupidity and get them out there and make them vote. Get them off of this, oh, my vote doesn't count, oh, the 94 crime bill, and all of this other BS, the 84 crime bill. You know what? Y'all niggas was out there selling crack. I was with you. Y'all was out there selling crack. You was out there destroying the neighborhood. The 94 crime bill did that happen. Then I'm going to leave that alone.
Watch what you say. If you don't want nobody knocking at your door.
Listen, can't no listen. I'm going to keep it up. Listen, the statute of limitations is up on that. They had an opportunity to get me. They didn't get me. So here's what it is.
Well, we got that new Supreme Court justice, so she can change things. But anyway,
and fuck Barrett. You know what? And fuck Barrett too. Her BS. Yeah, but anyway, get your
So I just wanted to get not to take away the point from our sister that got that promotion, man. That's what's up. So
that's
all right. It's time. It's past time that we have to now start, because this one is not as long. Yeah, he voted today. This one is not as long.
Actually on Friday. I did that on Friday, but I never put the sticker on anything. So do that.
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, Ralph. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
What happened?
Vote.
Oh, you did that on Friday, you said?
I did it on Friday. I just never put the sticker. I still have the sticker that they gave me, But this means I stood in line. I went there. I actually filled it out, did the right thing. If you could wait in line if you listen, every day when I go to work, I see a massive line of people going to like fast food places to eat and If you can do that, you can do this. So no excuses. Take your ass to vote. Vote.
Take your ass vote, nigga. Yeah, take your behind the vote. I mean, it's tomorrow. Like I said that at the top of the show. Take your ass to vote
tomorrow. Yeah, and after I go vote tomorrow, I put it up on somebody else's post. I'm putting up on my timeline tonight. Anybody who if there's an area where these dumbass Trump supporters are acting crazy, listen, hit me up. I'm down to volunteer to come out there and to help stand up and make sure that people are not harassed tomorrow.
Right.
So I'm leaving work early tomorrow to go for that purpose. So let's get it. Let's get out here and vote. Like John said, good trouble. I'm for it. Listen. My kids don't need me. I can catch another charge now. I can catch assault charges now. Let's get it. Let's get it. And I beat my assault charges in the past. Just so we're clear, I got assault charges from the past, and I beat them. So I'm willing.
Bro, stop self-incriminating yourself, man.
No. I'm not listening on that. I'm not on that, brother. I'm not self-incriminating myself. I've been to court for it. It got dismissed. So listen, it is what it is.
Yeah. So here we go.
Let's go.
So now we're going into our versus what we actually do in the show for. And the movie versus, I don't remember what number we're at, but we're doing the director edition for the movie versus. And this week we have second edition, because last week it was kind of like called the Halloween edition, but we used directors. So this is like the second director's edition of the countdown, or whatever you want to call it, the versus. We're doing Michael Bay. This is going to be an action director showdown. Michael Bay versus the late Tony Scott. Right? So that's what we're going to get to. Let me share my screen so people can see what it's saying.
Yeah, I think the count is off. I think because okay, I didn't see the last
it's
one.
14. Yeah. No, I switched. I had the wrong one uploaded at first, so I had to switch it to the right one. So both of these directors obviously are known for a lot. They're big films, action films, and things of that nature. So I think they're a good face off with these. Only doing 14 films because, believe it or not, a lot of these directors, they got a lot of credits as directors, but Michael Bay started as a video director. He did a lot of videos before he started.
He did a Michael Jackson video, didn't he?
I think he did a Michael Jackson video. He did like it's been a few. He's got a lot. Like Michael Bay has like a lot of credits. He has a lot of credits under his name.
Hip hop videos. That's where he. That's why if I'm doing them damn hip hop videos is why he always puts that bullshit in them Transformer videos. Fuck Michael Bay.
And just like what's his name? David Fincher also started as a video director. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of the films that they got under the belt is not, they don't have a lot. You'd be thinking like they got a lot, but they don't. You're like, oh damn.
I'm laughing at you, but I just tuned on to the comments for the YouTube page. Joseph Tanner, we love you, man. We love you, regardless of whatever. We love you, bro. Joseph said, "I did not vote for Trump."
It's all good, man. Joseph, don't ever come on this show and feel like you have to say you didn't or did vote for whoever you want to vote for. You vote for. We appreciate that you do your civic duty and you vote. That's all it is. Bottom line.
We appreciate you regardless, Joseph.
Yeah,
we appreciate you regardless,
man, for coming on. Yeah, so Michael Bay versus Tony Scott. So we'll start it off. We'll get it popping.
Not for nothing. But since you guys took what I would say as a joke and took it for real. Cutthroat. I feel like there needs to be some sort of like theme music going on, like Cutthroat.
Yeah, we'll make one. Let's try to make one. We get one made because like I said, everything here got to be original here on YouTube because God forbid you play a YouTube video on YouTube.
Well, we got it. You just gotta go back and go back and sample one of Ralph's from the Ralph's breakdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. That's what we'll do. I'll go back, sample his voice. We'll put some music behind it, and Cutthroat. You
don't even need the music behind it. All you need is just Ralph say Cutthroat. Get one of those words.
Nah, you know what you need?
One of those words from the.
Get the fried up to me and be like cut, throat.
Yeah, we could do that. Ralph, we may have to have you do that separately so I could just sample it and just cut.
There you go, right there. See, it worked
from the thing.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Let's get it started. Michael Bay versus Tony Scott. Let's get it on. Let's be ready to rumble, whatever you want to call it. All right, number one, Bad Boys, Michael Bay versus number one, Top Gun, Tony Scott.
Come on, son. What you think it is? Top Gun, man. Sorry. No disrespect to Michael Lowry, but Michael Lowry
Yeah.
I feel the need for speed.
Need for speed. Yeah. This is true.
You know what? The only thing I'm going to say is, you know what? If I could give you, the only thing I could do is just give you a congratulatory award right now. You finally did some well balanced shit. Looking at this list, I guess you got tired of us telling you how you one side
setting people up. Yeah, okay.
I know, man. Okay.
All right. No, you know what?
I'm looking at this. You actually balanced this out really good, bro. This must have been painstaking for you. This is a very good and balanced list. This is a very good balanced list. Because all this shit was really one-sided, bro. I don't know whether it was on purpose or not.
Hey, man.
These
two directors are not very similar in style, but because of them being these action type of directors, I felt that they would be a good matchup with each other. But okay,
Listen, no,
so Top Gun wins
the
the
way you
first
put this
round
together-
because I've already picked it, and so did Ralph. So Top Gun wins.
I'm not even
So
gonna.
that-
I'm not even gonna give my opinion on that. But
That's one for Scott.
Listen,
I ain't
I love
two.
F-14. I love F-14 Tomcats. So yeah,
For
Top
real.
Gun.
Number 2, The Rock, starring the late Sir Sean Connery. Sean Connery.
This is the bullshit.
The Rock versus number 2, Beverly Hills Cop 2. Beverly Hills Cop.
And you picked part 2. You picked Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah, because that's the one he directed. He didn't direct the first one. He didn't direct the first.
Yeah, I know. Well, but this is what I'm saying. I mean, this is some Ralph bullshit. This is the cutthroat bullshit.
No, see, let me explain something to everybody. When I do these, I don't have a specific. This is the thing. If I try to come up with some specific formula, I'm just trying to use something that's the only time I'll rearrange and match a movie versus a movie is if they're similar type of movie. So, like for instance, Crimson Tide and Pearl Harbor, they're 2 type of war films, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, so they're similar. That's why
military films.
Yeah, military films. So that's something like that. But otherwise, I just kind of go in order because a lot of times these directors, these actors and stuff, they got films that come out around the same time that kind of rival each other anyway in the theaters. So I kind of try to go by, when they were released. But anyway,
listen, them other lists, I call bullshit on that. That shit was just out on dry air that you just said because ain't nobody buying it from the other list. Maybe for this one.
All right, so number 2 is The Rock versus Beverly Hills Cop 2. What y'all got?
Jesus.
Sorry. Sorry, Eddie, but
I almost want to walk away from this.
Sorry, Eddie, but this one it's The Rock. I'm saying the Rock. I still feel that The Rock is the best movie Michael Bay ever did. It really, I think it really is. It's the best one he's ever done.
That's very true. It's very, very. I can see that.
I agree. I can agree with that. And I listen. Aside from the bullshit that he put in the Transformers movies, and my appreciation for the fact that he even did the Transformers movies in itself, I have to agree with Ralph. And I love Beverly Hills Cop. Like anytime Beverly Hills Cop 2 is on, I watch that because
I love
Homegirl. Well, specifically because of Homegirl, and also because that opening scene with him on the back of that damn cigarette truck. Yo, that whole sequence was funny as hell. Like I listen.
No, it was. I really enjoyed Beverly Hills Cop 2. I enjoyed both of them, the first one and the second one. But as far as the one that Tony Scott did was the second one, and But The Rock, I have to agree. This is going to be a sweep on The Rock on the Michael Bay side. The Rock was just, I don't know. That's just different, man. There's so many scenes in that film that hit different, man. I'm telling you, like it was like.
Listen, what you just said right there. It hit different. That whole
it hit different, yo. When you think about it, sometimes you don't even remember that was in the same movie. I'm like, oh man, wait a minute. And then you had the whole scene about you. Of course, you had all of the lines from the Sir Sean Connery. Like I said before, I said at the top of the show, the whole line about winners go home and fuck the prom queen. That is a crazy line. Then you think about that whole. First of all, the cast. Look at the cast. The cast was so good in this movie, and there was a lot of faces in here. Tony Todd was in there playing a mercenary. That whole scene, my man. Damn, why am I can't think of the names right now? But Michael Biehn. There was so many people in this movie. I'm like, yo, that whole military scene when they're like, yo, my man Tony. Another memorable quote. He said, yo, let me tell you something. The moment we took hostages, we became mercenaries, and mercenaries get paid. I want my fucking money. I was like, yo. I said, yo, he's like, yo, you're a soldier. He said, no, we ain't soldiers, sir. The moment we decide to take hostage, we became mercenaries. And mercenaries get paid. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that line, that whole standoff scene, when my man is standing there and he's like, listen, he's like, yo, you know, we got you from an elevated position. You are locked in. He's like, you're done. Put your weapon.
Nobody has to die here. Nobody has to die here.
Put your weapons on the deck right now. No, I cannot give that order. He's like, man.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you, man? Yo, that scene was awesome. That scene alone. And they're like, oh, he's lighting them up. Blah, blah, blah. They lighting them up. And my man's like, oh, man, that was just a ill scene, man.
Don't go up there. Don't go up there.
And listen. This movie set up. I don't care what nobody says. This movie set up Nicolas Cage for that. Listen, to this day, Face Off is the first action film that I literally was out of breath watching. And this movie is the reason.
This movie was on point.
Set up.
And I have to agree with Ralph. I believe this may be, and a lot of people may also agree that this was Michael Bay's best film. You know, some people argue Bad Boys. You know, some people argue Bad Boys.
No, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And listen, Bad Boys was dope, and this is no knock on Lawrence or Will, because let's keep it a buck. There's nobody else that Michael Bay could have cast to do that movie but them two.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
At that time, yeah. At that time, yeah.
But the Rock, the movie The Rock, that was. Listen.
Now, if I really wanted to be cutthroat, see, this is why I say to you, if I really wanted to be cutthroat, Kev, I could have rearranged Top Gun and Beverly Hills Cop and put the Beverly Hills Cop versus Bad Boys and The Rock versus Top Gun. Then I really would have been cutthroat, because you know what? I'm not gonna lie.
Basically, listen,
arguably, they're two best films.
You know what? If you would have did that, I'm not gonna lie to you. Top Gun would have lost.
He said, "I was just." Ralph said he would have hung up.
Sorry.
Ralph said he just would have hung up. I don't think Top. It definitely wouldn't have lost to me. I don't know. It wouldn't have lost to me. Top Gun is just too classic. But
listen, Listen, Top Gun is a classic, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The main reason why I like Top Gun is because I love F-14 Tomcats.
Yeah,
when
but
the commercial,
everything about Top Gun, the F-14s, the sayings, the scenery, the soundtrack, everything about Top Gun was perfect to me.
No, it was. But for me, if you would have put that up against The Rock, I automatically would have been like, you know what?
Go with The Rock.
And for the same reason your mother said, and Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery.
Tom Cruise.
Right, so The Rock wins. The Rock will win over Beverly Hills Cop 2, because I'm going with The Rock as well. Number 3, Armageddon versus number 3, Days of Thunder.
Man,
Armageddon. I'm sorry.
Very cool.
I love me some Armageddon. I do like Armageddon. It is a real pleasure, but Days of Thunder, man. I told you I'm a sound guy. And don't get Armageddon got some good stuff too.
You're right. Days of Thunder. I will agree with you on that. The only reason I'm going to tell you, the only reason why I'm picking Armageddon over Days of Thunder, and you're 100% right about what you're saying as far as the the audio is concerned for that movie, and the sound design for that movie. You're 100% correct. But the reason why I'm picking Armageddon, again, because every time that movie is on TV, no matter what point of the film it's in, I stop to watch. I do not do that with Days of Thunder.
Yeah. I think oh man. Days of Thunder was so good, man. They both were very good. Very good movies. I'm torn with this one because there were some parts of not the Rock of Armageddon that I was just like, I loved almost every part of Armageddon, and it had those. What I liked about it was it did hit the heartstring too. It pulled the heartstrings with the scenes.
I miss you, babe, and I know, right?
That was dope too. The soundtrack was dope.
Yeah, soundtrack was dope.
Soundtrack was dope. They pulled, that scene where Bruce Willis is talking to Liv Tyler, and they, they're talking. And that was a nice, pull on the heartstrings scene, and him. Right before he pushes the button and his whole life flashes in front of him. I thought that was dope.
As the Russian.
Yeah. Did you ever see the director's cut of Armageddon?
The director's cut of Armageddon. I'm not sure if I actually saw it.
See, and this is the one thing, and this is why if I had to throw that one in, I would go with the Armageddon over Days of Thunder, right? If Criterion. When these things used to go to DVD, when they started coming to DVD, right? Criterion put out a very limited edition run of the Armageddon, and it's a director's cut. It has a couple of extra things in it, but one of the things it has in it is Bruce Willis talking to his dad, because you don't see his dad in the original movie until the end of the movie. But in the director's cut, he talked. There's a scene where you remember when he said everybody need to get out of here for 24 hours. Right, you see in the movie, you see everybody leave except Bruce Willis. You don't see Bruce Willis leave. In director's cut, you see that he left. He went home to his dad, who said, he said, "What's the son, Joe? I got my boots. I'm 80 years old, but I'm strapping them up." And he's just talking to him about what he's going to do. It's just like little extra little pieces in there that just fill out more of the background story, and it does give
Ralph, Ralph, that scene, because I'm trying to remember if I actually have that one, because I have two Armageddons, and that scene where he's talking to his dad, they put that in because that's where he gets convinced that we have to do this, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was pretty much convinced, but I mean, if the version I have, there is two versions when it came to DVD. If you have the version that was the movie poster that had him and Affleck with the shuttle on the front, that's the other group. If you have the one where it says the word Armageddon and it has like the moon and the sun behind it, and Armageddon is in orange letters, orange highlight, then that's the director's cut. That's the one that just has like an extra 10 minutes of footage in it. And it just fills out a little more of some of the backstories of the characters, and it's got a whole bunch of behind the scene things, with what's his name, guy that ran Disney even came on set one day while they were doing the asteroid scene. It's just crazy, but it just fills out more of the story. Okay. When you said that heartstring thing, that part, because so
that's dope that they added that with his character.
Because in that scene with his dad, you gotta get the feeling like he knew he was not coming back.
Yeah.
And then when the movie kept going on, that's why he started to slowly change his stance about Ben Affleck marrying his daughter. Because before, remember, he was dead. He was like, "When I get back." Yeah. But then so his dad. Next thing you see when they going on to the shuttle, he's like, "You're gonna be up there by yourself. Do the right thing." And he says, "Yeah, I'm not going to disappoint you." And then he smiles him before he gets in the thing. He kind of sort of right there knew my daughter was going to be okay with him.
Yeah. That was right. I'm going with Armageddon on that because of the, for Michael Bay is kind of rare form with that. Really that storytelling. A lot of time Michael Bay catches a lot of flack for his lack of storytelling ability. But I think he did pretty good with that, especially adding that factor to it.
Mark.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Armageddon on that one. That'll go. So now, number 4, Pearl Harbor. Another Ben Affleck. Pearl Harbor versus number 4, Crimson Tide. Tony Scott.
All right, I'm gonna just say this like this. I like Pearl Harbor. Right? I do like Pearl Harbor. It's too damn long, and it's all right. You need to cut out some of this whole threesome romance, cut that out, and you got a whole better movie. But Crimson Tide, man, when he said when Gene Hammond said it, you find either you repeat this, I find somebody where he says, "Oh no, the hell you won't." No, you won't.
You won't. Yeah. Crimson Tide was that ish. Crimson Tide was.
Listen, what Ralph said. I mean, as soon as I saw this on the list, I automatically said Crimson Tide, and here's why. Yeah. In my opinion, this was Denzel's moment to say, you know what? Fuck y'all Hollywood, y'all white Hollywood niggas. Fuck European Hollywood. I am the head nigga in charge on this motherfucker. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Yo, him and Gene Hackman was going.
They had great chemistry on set. The on camera. Their on camera chemistry was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it was so ridiculous.
Because he kept punching him in the face, and he was like, "All right, you ain't getting the key." He's like, "I'm the commander. Give me that goddamn key." He was like, "What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?"
Like,
I think Crimson Tide is
a sweet. Say it. You want to say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want to say it. Yeah. Crimson Tide is definitely a sweep here.
Yeah.
So number 5 is Bad Boys 2. Another good Bad Boys film. They came back and they did it again. Bad Boys 2 versus number 5. The last Boy Scout. The Last Boy Scout. Boy, I tell you, to me, The Last Boy Scout was a sleeper film, in my opinion, because I don't think it ever got the recognition it deserved. The Last Boy Scout is a sleeper film. If for whatever reason you've never seen that film, people, please go see this film. I'm not going to see, but please find a way to see this film.
I saw that in theaters with a bunch of girls like a couple days before Christmas. And I was just like, man, why did I not know this was coming? The chemistry between Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and they actually act like they could have went out there when filming ended. They could have went out there and really went out there and solved the case somewhere, and they just would have been cracking jokes and drinking beer, but they would have got it done. You know?
I mean, it's the ultimate. It's falls right in that. But I mean, well, think about it though. It's buddy film, because look who wrote it, Shane Black. You see what I'm saying? Same guy who wrote Lethal Weapon.
Another Christmas movie.
You know what I'm saying?
Another Christmas
movie, of course. Well, that's his big tell is right there. If you see a movie and it takes place around Christmas, chances are Shane Black wrote it. Including the crappy Iron Man 3. But if it's a movie that took place around Christmas time, chances are Shane Black wrote it. So
you know what? And I'm going to say this, Wes. I'm going to say this because yes, Iron Man 3 was crap. But here's why Iron Man 3 was crap. There was nobody. There was nobody for him to.
The buddy was the little kid. That was his buddy.
But the little kid's only in it for about 6-7 minutes, and then he's gone.
Yeah, he's not in it that long. Yeah. So
Rose is out there doing whatever. So.
The Last Boy Scout versus Bad Boy 2. Bad Boy 2. Obviously, Bad Boys is one of the ultimate buddy films, right? You got the two. The Bad Boy franchise kind of picked up where the Lethal Weapon franchise left off. You know what I mean? As far as buddy films.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it because we're doing a lot of fucking talking right now. The Last Boy Scout. I'm sorry, Martin. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry. And I love Bad Boys too. I love Bad Boys, period.
Yeah.
But
the third one wasn't that bad.
No, the third one wasn't bad at all either, in my opinion.
But it wasn't bad at all.
Last Boy Scout is just different. Once we say again, that just hit different.
Wait. Yeah, exactly. I was just getting ready to say that. What Wes said earlier, that shit
just
hit different.
It just hit different, yo. So we're all in agreement.
I'm like, no, they killing Halle Berry. No, you can't. She too far to get shot like that. They gunned her down. I was like,
number 6, we have Michael Bay's The Island versus Tony Scott's True Romance.
Oh man, I'm sorry, True Romance, man. That is man. That's
wait. Here's what I'm gonna say, Ralph. What was The Island again?
Oh man, Damn, son. Did you do him like that?
What was the island again? Yo, what was the island again?
Run. Did you just do him like that, bro?
I don't care.
True romance, bro. First of all, okay, let's get this out the gate. You already know. Anyone who knows me knows that QT is one of my favorites, if not my favorite director. He did not direct that. Obviously, it was Tony Scott who directed it, but he did write True Romance.
Yes, he did.
And that film was fire, bro. I was like, yo. That was the start of, a
lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people got noticed in that movie, and not the people,
including Quentin Tarantino for writing it, because he also wrote Natural Born Killers, but I think someone else kind of stepped in and did some rewrites. Might have been Oliver Stone, because he didn't like the way they actually it turned out, but you had True Romance though, man. It was like undeniably a dope film, the way it was put together. And
man.
Ewan McGregor, I love you, my man. Listen.
Yeah. No, I mean, but it's unfortunate you had to come up against True Romance.
Come on. You got
it's dope.
Come on, True Romance. You got Dracula in this movie.
Yeah.
You got Brad Pitt, but more importantly, you really got the beginning of Tony Soprano in this movie.
Yeah.
With James Gandolfini. That's Tony Soprano right there. And that's
so, no. So
you got Christopher Walken in his eternal creepiness with like I ain't killed anybody, pow pow, since '62, pow.
So, all right, True Romance on a sweep. Number 7, Transformers. Michael Bay versus number 7, Deja Vu, Tony Scott.
I'm going first on this one, only because, and I'm always running my fucking mouth, and I don't give a damn. Listen, I loved Michael Bay for giving us Transformers.
Yeah,
I love Michael Bay for I saw Transformers 2 in IMAX. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. If you did not experience that in a dome IMAX, you missed out on the experience of your lifetime, because that thing had your neck. Listen, I had whiplash with the action.
The exact reason why I did not see it in a dome IMAX.
Yo,
especially to see
that. Listen, me and my daughter were we had the lowest seats that you can get on that screen.
Nah, man, I can't.
Yo, and we were.
You was basically laying on your back watching it. You basically watching it on your back.
You were looking up at an angle, and I lied. We weren't at the lowest seats. We were at the second tier, but still, my neck was still tilted at like 30 degrees, going back and forth. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. But Deja Vu.
Yeah. Deja Vu was just, like I said, first of all, Deja Vu came from such a different angle. It was different, number one. It was different. And then come on, bro. Anybody knows me. I'm going with the time travel movie, bro.
Exactly.
Always gonna go with the time travel movie. If it's
technically speaking, Transformers. Technically speaking, to a degree, Transformers is kind of, sort of, in a little bit.
In a very weird kind of way, but not really. Yeah.
But not really, right.
Deja Vu is a time travel movie.
Yo, and they did, listen,
you had
nobody did time travel like that.
No one did time travel like that before. So that's what I was like, because, bro, even though you think of the name, it makes sense that it's a time travel movie, but I never went into it thinking it was a time travel movie.
Yo,
I did not know.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. Even when I figured out that, going into it, okay, it's time travel, it was like, yay. But still, and I'm telling you, both of y'all, hands off. My Bay is in it. So,
but here's the
look, bro. Stop claiming badge that you ain't even met yet. Like, stop doing it.
Listen,
That's what we do.
You listen, Ralph. I don't listen. Listen, Ralph. You have taken pictures, and you have been next to some of the finest pussy on the planet. I don't give a damn. Hands off, goddammit.
But see, I've met Paula Patton. I've met Paula Patton.
I don't care if you listen. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?
And she looked good. And she looked good. Wait, hey, Wes, Wes, check this out. And she, hey, Wes, check this out. And she looked good.
Listen.
She looked good.
Yeah.
Listen, that woman is so fine. That woman is so fine. In order for me to remember her name sometimes, I have to keep saying Robert Thicke's wife that he fucked up on.
Oh man, please!
Listen.
Just like Jay, I know where you go with it. That's what Jay should have said instead of never go Eric Benet. He should have said never go Robert Thicke.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at least Eric Benet's current wife is bad, who actually was Prince's ex-wife. But she was bad anyway. But like I said,
where you going after Paula? Where you going
how come I don't want to get on that subject, but how come all these niggas be taking Prince's leftovers?
I'm gonna see if I could do this.
They be killing me with that. All these people taking Prince leftovers.
Yeah, Ralph, I want to, Ralph. Where can you go after Paula Patton?
Yeah, if you're Robin Thicke. But anyway,
except for in your room somewhere and lay up in your bed for months at a time, for years at a time.
Curled up in a ball.
Asking yourself, what did I do wrong?
Curled up in a ball.
How did I mess up? Losing Paula Patton is definitely cause for going to therapy. I don't care what nobody.
Yeah. So Deja Vu wins that one. I don't know if Ralph was going with Transformers or Deja Vu.
It don't matter what Ralph wants to say. Deja Vu is there. It don't matter.
That's all right, because I seen Paula Patton. She looked good. Paula Patton got my phone. Matter of fact, Paula Patton got my phone number.
You stupid. So Deja Vu wins. Let's move on. So number 8, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, which Transformers Part 2, Revenge of the Fallen, which I thought was very good, done very well as well. Versus the fan, Tony Scott.
I'm going to say this.
But this time I'm going with Transformers.
I have to go with I did not like what Michael Bay did with the first Transformers. I mean, that's like the little kid in me that said, I'm never going to see this. I'm never going to see this. Groundbreaking. Number 2 comes out, and to me, once again, the latte drinking, ankle tattoo wearing executive said, "Hey, let's make this. We want to see Transformers on kids' meals." Yep. Because you got the 2 characters that's in there talking jive and all that. No, man.
That's why I'm saying no. That's why I'm saying no, because that ain't have nothing to do with the latte drinking. As a matter of fact, I honestly believe the latte drinking executives were looking at Michael Bay like, "What the fuck? You got robots? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Stop it already. We're going to lose the black people, Michael. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. Now I did like the fan. I don't know. I may, as much as everything you're pointing out, I may go with Transformers on this one. Other than those 2 stupid characters, the jive talking robots, I did feel. I liked it,
and that's what I was sold on for that one. You had Starfire, and somehow you tied in the Egyptians. Listen. Mm-hmm. It was a wrap for me on that.
Yeah, I think it was just a bigger, better done film, but the fan was dope. You know what I mean? It was dope.
Wesley,
you know
it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Wesley
Robert De Niro once again played showing his. Remember, I think I originally left that one out of the De Niro Pacino one, but once again, De Niro showing his versatility as far as him playing the craziness.
No, Wes, stop it. Mm-hmm. He did not show his versatility.
He
he's
went
crazy.
right back to Captain What's-His-Face. He took Captain What's-His-Face from goddamn, what the hell was the name of it? I can't even think of the movie now. But he took Captain Homeboy from What's-His-Face and went straight.
Yeah. Who you talking about? You talking about oh man, I can't think of it right now either.
What movie?
When he's a nut.
Help us out.
But he's a nut.
The movie where Robert De Niro was playing Captain What's-His-Face in the movie, and he was crazy as hell.
You talking about the
way we used to captain on the damn boat? Ralph, come on, help us, Ralph. You're our savior.
Captain of the boat. You talking about? I thought you was talking about when he was the one that I can't think of the name right now.
You're not thinking about
a remake. Cape Fear.
I don't know Cape Fear you're talking about.
Yeah.
Cape Fear.
Yeah.
Cape Fear.
Oh, as Max Key, the convicted convict. Where did you get captain of the boat from? He was a convict.
He was a convict. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know about
the well, he was a convict, but he was still playing captain on the boat.
Oh. He was playing captain on the boat. Yeah. Counselor, is that you? Yeah. Come out, wherever you are.
I'm laughing because right now of Ralph's face on the delay feed from the last shit we was talking about with Paula Patton.
I seen Paula Patton. She looked good.
Yeah.
All right. So Revenge of the Fallen wins there. Let's move forward. Okay. Next we keep coming with the Transformers. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Right? Versus Enemy of the State.
Dark of the Moon.
I liked.
Listen. But Enemy of the State.
He did it. They did it. That was dope. Enemy of State was the kind of one of the first movies to really. I mean, not first, because really we talked about this in a couple with the Sandra Bullock one. The Net kind of really kind of exposed.
The start.
Yeah, that was the start of it. But Enemy of the State really started opening people's eyes that the government is watching us. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time. So like that movie kind of really pulled the curtain, so to speak. The Net started it, and that went over some people's heads, and some people may forgot about that. The Net kind of started it, but Enemy of the State really brought it to the light. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of how
I agree, but
Regina King is wife, and she mad at you, and you want to run. And because you
Lisa Bonet
already messed up, you already messed up and did some bullshit in the past, and now you really didn't do nothing, and you got Regina King mad at you. Yeah.
But if you I don't condone this at all. But I'm just saying, though, Lisa Bonet.
And she said, "I'm in love with you."
Listen, I'm a faithful kind of dude. But how you saying no to that? You ain't saying no to that.
Yeah, you ain't saying no to. Lisa, like you ain't saying no to me. You ain't saying no to me.
My marriage is over. My marriage is over.
All I'm saying.
You know why? Because she look good.
I don't condone adultery.
Yes. We don't condone adultery.
We do not. Real talk does not condone adultery.
But still,
what I'm saying.
If Lisa Bonet,
all I'm gonna say is Lisa Bonet.
Listen, Jason Momoa is whooping my ass. He gonna beat the
we just thumping.
Sorry, we just gotta fight. I'm sorry, Jason.
Me and Jason Momoa gonna have to fight.
If my trophy is me beating your ass, get Lisa Bonet, I'm getting me a club, an axe, a bat, something. Go down. You got to go down. You got to go down.
Not only is she so her beauty is damn near timeless, my dude. She is going to be just like, Cicely Tyson and, these people that are so beautiful, even when they're old. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's who she's going to be. Because look at her age now. She still look like her and her daughter look like they could be sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Angela Bassett. Oh my God, she's like I think 62 years old, and you
Angela
can't tell
Bassett,
me.
of course.
You can't tell me if Angela Bassett says, "Hey, you want to have sex with me?" You can be like, yeah.
Listen, here it is. I'm gonna give you who the solid 3 are. And I love Paula Patton, but this is your solid 3 when it comes to that agent like Cicely Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lisa Bonet,
most definitely,
Zoe, and Megan Good. That's your solid 3 right there. And Wes, you already know how I feel about Megan Good. That's like that's like my kid. Yo, that is timeless. That is timeless beauty right there.
Yeah, but like they just really like Lisa Bonet, and what I love about her is, like I said, she really does look like she really looks like she did in the Cosby Show. Damn near. Like she's like
now see me, my 3. First, Angela Bassett is just
Angela.
Vanessa Williams.
Another one.
I'm sliding down.
Vanessa Williams.
Man, I don't even know who a third, but certainly Lisa Bonet. It's got to
those
be
3 for sure. Yeah, Vanessa Williams, and you know who else though? I ain't gonna lie. Who else really ages so beautifully is Nia Long.
Yes,
Nia Long. She's still like Nia Long.
I love
Nia Long. You know what I mean?
Regina Hall. If you are watching this show, I think you are just so damn fine. It's not even funny. Your voice. I don't even care about. I like your voice. I like your personality. You're so vastly underused, but damn, girl, you are gorgeous. Just call me.
Both of them.
Holla.
He was like, holla. Yeah. So, all right, cool. So we going with what now? Let's get to the who wins this.
We go with Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State. Okay.
I'm going with Dark of the Moon.
You're going with Dark of the Moon. I'm going with Enemy. I'm going with the Enemy of the State.
Like I said, what Ralph said don't even matter because listen.
I'm going with Enemy of the State.
And you know what got me with Dark of the Moon, because I was expecting Megatron, but when you see Shockwave,
that was dope.
Like, whoa,
that was dope. Now that was dope. Seeing Shockwave look exactly like Shockwave, that's why I said, okay, that's dope. That's dope. All right. We have so let's move on. We got number 10, Michael Bay, Pain and Gain, versus number 10, Tony Scott, Spy Game.
This is going down as one of the classic list lineups.
Yeah.
Because goddamn, these 2 movies right here. I mean, you got the timeless
Sleepers
classic
as well.
with and that too. Both Sleepers with Spy Game. Pain and Gain though.
Didn't see it coming. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming.
Didn't see that coming at all.
I really liked that movie. It
that
showed.
Movie was so good.
Yeah, it showed that Michael Bay could do something more than just blow stuff up. He can actually make us do a storyline and keep it character driven.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Wahlberg, I was kind of expecting to be.
Ralph, that part right there. That part right there. Let me tell you something. And honestly, because I hate Mark Wahlberg sometimes. I think he's pompous. There's something about him that I just don't like. I don't know what it is. And I watch all of his movies.
Speaking of pompous, but look who's on the other side, Robert Redford. Speaking of pompous,
but you say? What you say? You out there saying you don't like Marky Mark? He can't do.
No. Listen.
Can't do. You gotta
don't
believe.
Get me wrong. I support and watch from Four Brothers all the way down to M. Night Shyamalan. I have watched every movie that Mark Wahlberg is in, and I support the brother. He is a good actor, and I think he's especially that last action movie he did. I think he's very underrated, and
Remember, he was in the next Transformers movie we're going to be. Last Transformers movie we're going to be talking about.
And now you're going to get a different opinion about me Transformers with Mark Wahlberg because.
I'm just saying he was in it. I'm just saying, But anyway, so Pain and Gain. Let's get to Pain and Gain versus Spy Game. What are we going with?
But my whole point with this is what I'm saying is that with The Rock, he stepped his acting game up to like 3,000.
Yeah,
he had Mark Wahlberg had to step his acting game up. He had to be better for Pain and Gain. And don't get me wrong, I love Spy Game. That movie was completely awesome. Robert Redford, beautiful movie. And again, another sleeper. But Pain and Gain came so much out of left field and blew my mind that I'm going with Pain and Gain.
Yeah, I think because of, like you said, it wasn't really, you didn't see it coming, and it was done very well with these two big actors that could have very well just, what I'm saying, they could have just went off of their names, like, hey, we're the Rock, and so, we're this, we're that, we're so like, I go with that as well. I think I'm gonna put that over Spy Game.
Because of what you said, that right there, it being a Michael Bay movie with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock, and
no explosion.
No big explosions and craziness going on like that, So he proved, like what Ralph said, he's more than just blowing shit up. You know what I mean? So that's fine. So so Pain and Gain moves on. We move on. Pain and Gain wins. For Michael Bay, number 11 is Transformers: Age of Extinction. Michael Bay, which Michael Bay had his hands on all the Transformer movies except for the Bumblebee one.
Which was the best one.
Which was the best one.
After the original one, that was the best one.
Bumblebee was dope. And then versus number 11. Woo! My boy, if Heaven Hollywood, my brother's on, he probably would definitely. This is one of his favorites, I believe. Man on Fire.
I don't even understand why. Listen. We could just go on to the next one. What we talk? Why is this even a fucking discussion? Let me just tell you something. The smartest girl on the planet that is a awesome actor to boot. And Denzel Washington, Reese. That's not even Denzel Washington. That is Reese. Listen.
Yep. Denzel Washington really bodied that role. I'm sorry.
He bodied that. The guy said, "Can I get that?" Because he said, "Can I get?" He says, "Yeah, I wish you had more time." And walked off. I was like, "Damn."
Yo.
I think I might watch this tomorrow.
You play it again.
I might watch that.
I wish you had more time.
I think I might watch this tomorrow. Now that I think about it, it's like I haven't seen it in a while, and I love that film, man. I've seen it multiple times.
Listen, like you two, and unlike you two, because you two have definitely probably even seen more movies than me. Yes, yes, Real Talk watchers. That can actually be said between the four of us, because Larry is also our unseen host. He's not on the show as much as he is.
Right.
But I can honestly say I'm at the bottom of the list, and I have seen a lot of fucking movies. I am always in the movies. I have seen a lot of films, and I'm the baby of this group when it comes to actual films watched. I can honestly say that in my movie going, that Man on Fire is that I am glad I actually got to see more than once in the theater, and I'm glad I got to see that movie in the theater. If you didn't get the chance to experience somebody having their ass and blown up on screen,
that movie was crazy. And Denzel, it was like so. It wasn't. I mean, like, I don't know. He came something real. He pulled something out with that role, man, and he was He was so good.
That
man.
was not
he was like
listen,
almost
that's
like
why I
an
call him
anti-hero.
Reese. Exactly. That's why I call him Reese. Because in every other scene, with the exception of Ricochet, with every other scene, every other movie that he's played in, with the exception of Ricochet and Voodoo, that was Denzel Washington. In Man on Fire, Ricochet, and Voodoo, that was not Denzel Washington. I don't know who that was. Oh, and also whatchamacallit? The one he got the award for.
Yeah, of course.
Training Day.
Training Day.
That wasn't Denzel at all.
That was a whole. He became that when he did Training Day. That became a whole nother different type of Denzel Washington character that all the comedians imitate. They like that's mad Denzel. That's what they call him. That's mad Denzel. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, that's what they do. All right, so Man on Fire, as we all suspected, goes on. All right, number 12. As we're actually winding this down. We only did 14 movies with this. Number 12, 13 Hours, Michael Bay. All right. Another different type of film for Bay. For Michael Bay, that is. 13 Hours versus number 12, Domino. Tony Scott.
Sleeper movie. I'm sorry.
Sleeper alert.
I'm going with Domino.
Domino was. I really like Domino, and once again, it's one of those movies that you just. I mean, you see Keira Knightley, the girl from Pirates of the Caribbean. She gonna play a bounty hunter. Get the hell out of here! Then he was like, "Damn,
she killed that.
She killed it.
Yo, listen, this movie was so good. This movie was so good, and no disrespect to Zazie Beetz. Zazie Beetz did a damn good job as Domino in the Deadpool movie. But let me tell you something. When I heard Domino, I automatically went back to my mind automatically went to New Mutants. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I just cannot separate the two. Even while I was watching the movie, I just kept thinking New Mutants, and she needs to be that. And once again, Zazie Beetz was perfect for Deadpool 2 as Domino. But this movie here, another one. I'm glad I got to see in the theaters.
Yeah, me too,
man.
I was really surprised by Domino. And not even Keira Knightley also, but Michael Rourke too. I was stunned that damn he's not so bad. Because I think Domino came out before The Wrestler. So it was kind of so he hadn't really been seen in a while, and all of a sudden you're coming in, and I don't know what to expect, but it was really good, and I was like, wow, man, he still know how to do something. Okay, but it just crept up on you, and it's one of those movies that I like. They don't play it on television at all. I don't know why they don't. It rarely comes on. Rarely.
It only comes on that only come on. It only comes on the cable network. I've never seen Domino on TNT or USA or none of them. And those are the two that you normally would see a movie like that.
I've seen it once or twice.
I haven't seen it on any.
I've seen it once or twice on TBS. Once or twice I've seen it on TBS, but it's heavily edited.
Oh, you did?
You know, but it's got But it was a movie that I really liked, and it's certainly one I certainly would recommend to people. If you never saw it, yo, check it out. You would really like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just so the people who, whether they know or not, just to be clear, Domino, the character Domino is not the Domino from New Mutants.
Yeah. Just so we're clear. Thank you.
Two different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Zazie Beetz Domino is the Domino character that's made up from, Marvel Comics Domino.
From Mark Liefeld.
Right, exactly. Whereas Domino, Keira Knightley's Domino is a true story. It's about a real person, Domino Harvey, who was a bounty hunter.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy in itself, how much the two characters actually mirror each other.
Yeah, they do. They do in a way. Yeah, they do. Who knows? Maybe Marvel might have created that character with Domino Harvey in mind. You know what I'm saying?
They
probably did. You know what I mean? But that's that. So yeah, Domino was really that was done well, man. And I agree with you, Ralph. I did not see Keira Knightley doing this film. I was like, I don't know. But she
pulled off. But listen, she pulled it off in Antoine Fuqua's joint.
Yeah, but I just didn't see her as this type of rough. She really killed this.
Listen, I've always been a Keira Knightley fan for a very long time. I've been a Keira Knightley fan, and it was really a pleasure to see her really pull this off as well as she did. For me,
yeah. So okay, so Domino. Let me make sure that's ticked off here. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Domino wins. So then, okay, number 13, and we're down to the second to last. Number 13, once again, we bring on back Transformers. Boy, Michael Bay, he stayed on the Transformers. Transformers The Last Night versus number 13, Revenge. Another one that kind of flew over.
What was Revenge again?
Revenge
I'm not being funny.
That was with Kevin Costner and Madeline Stowe.
Yeah,
and Anthony Quinn, when basically everybody, I'm a peep. A lot of people who may not have seen this that might any R. Kelly fans out there, not to be giving R. Kelly light, but the whole R. Kelly on the down low music video is based on Revenge, where him is being working for a rich guy, having an affair with the rich guy's wife, being caught, being beat to a pulp, and thrown into the desert. That scene in Revenge, and when they caught him, and they caught them together. First of all, Anthony Quinn says to him, he gives him a pretty much a warning by saying, "Yeah, you like my wife? No, I'm not." And he's like, "Yeah, let me tell you something.
Don't never touch her."
He's just said I'd do anything to keep her, right? That was his warning. He knew they were already fucking around, but that was his warning because he knew dude was like, because I think Kevin Costner's character like saved his life or something like that, and he like basically gave him in the past and gave him the out. But when they caught them together, they beat the stew out of Kevin Costner.
Caught his ass in the bed with her.
There's one scene where they break his fingers. His fingers are like this on the ground, and the dude goes crack, and the fingers just go crack, and I'm like, every time I see that part, I cringe.
And
I was like, yo, oh my goodness.
But he walked into with them. He said, "So you want to fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take you somewhere where you get fucked 10 times a day." Slap.
No, he said 100 times a day.
Oh, yeah,
he said you will be fucked 100 times a day, and then he $150 her face.
Yeah.
And they took her to a whorehouse where she ultimately met her demise. But the bottom line is, that scene is so intense. And they threw this dude in the middle of the desert to be eaten by coyotes or something. Like, they didn't care. They just let him roll out. And the whole Keep It on the Down Low R. Kelly video was based on that movie, Revenge. Very good movie, Kevin Costner. And I would be honest with you, yo. That was one movie. I was not rooting for Kevin Costner because I was like, dude. Yo, he tried to warn you. He told you, man. You know what you thought was gonna happen. This dude is, you know what I'm saying? This is the G right here. And you messing with his wife.
Yo, listen. Yo, you know the one thing I never understood with these type of movies? They're always turn out to be great movies, but it's like, what are dudes fat? And, it doesn't matter what race you are. There's always one dumbass that just gotta mess with the boss's wife. Like,
yeah,
I don't like
what's wrong with you?
I don't understand it. Your boss is crazy. Your boss, to use a line, to use a Wes Clark script line,
He has a penchant for killing people. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
You know this.
I can't say nothing because that was me once before. I did that. I had an affair with my boss's wife.
Yeah, but was your boss a killer?
My boss, the guy that was my boss at the time, he was like a 26-year-old guy that looked like Debo. So yeah, that's all he did was work out. He used to wear shirts that just kept his biceps open. So
I can understand your boss being a buff dude, a big dude, maybe someone who you may think can whoop your ass. But I'm talking about his boss is a known killer.
Nah, he wasn't that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like to make Wes's point clear. To make Wes's point clear, your boss is your boss the guy that he's not going to kill you. He's going to make you suffer. Like he's going to do shit to her to hurt you.
To hurt you. That's what he said. The dude sat there because he was a gangster. He could have easily shot both of them in the head. No, that's too easy.
He could just burn their house down while he was in there having sex.
That's the easy way out. That's the easy way out. Because you know what? They beat him to the brink of death, but they didn't actually kill him. And guess what? They didn't, because it wasn't their intentions to actually kill him. They wanted him to live so he can forever wonder what the hell happened to her. She's gone. We don't know. I don't know where she is. All of that, bro. It's all they just rolled out.
But here's what that is. Drago. If he dies, he dies. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna break it down exactly what that is for people who don't understand what it is, because it goes to a level deeper than that. And as a Scorpio, I'm going to explain it to you for those who don't understand what it is. It's called revenge for a reason, because of the level of disrespect of what he did.
Yeah.
Coming from understanding the mind of, and this is not to say I don't know whether the boss was a Scorpio or what, but coming from my level of how I would get back at you, I'm not just trying to hurt you. I'm trying to mentally disable you forever.
Trying to
like every
really,
time.
It's more than just trying to kill you, because it's too easy to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I need you up at night thinking about this thing. I need you understanding that every time you get angry, every time you lose control, that I'm the cause of that. Like you're when you go to therapy, your therapist is gonna unveil to you that, oh, this is your problem. That guy right there. Yeah. You did that. So every time you do something, it's because of that guy right there. Every time you get mad at your cereal being wet, it's because of that guy right there, and because of what you did. Like the level of disrespect and the level of revenge that has to come at you, or I'm using the wrong word, the level of wrath that has to come down upon you.
Yeah, it's
that level of disrespect, especially after I told you.
After I told you, bro, you just continue.
I told you.
That's you might as well just hocked up a lungi and spit in his face. You might as well just spit in his face, yo. He told you. He gave you. You knew what he was telling you. You knew what he was telling you, but you still went with it. So that's why that's one of the first movies that I didn't really root for the protagonist.
You can't. How can you? How can you? You know what? You are a grimy ass nigga. Don't excuse my language, because I meant it exactly how I said it. And anybody who understands what that word means, it actually means ignorant. It means acting out of your stupidity. You've been giving knowledge of self, and you chose to do otherwise. So you know what? You deserve everything that comes to you, because you acted out of your. You know what that's like? And I'm going to say this because Wes is my fucking man. That is my fucking brother. That is the blood of my life that I don't come from. That's like me walking in his house, sleeping with his wife, and claiming his daughter as my own. That's how fucked up that shit is that what's his face?
Because dude was really just on some yo, man. Like, I'm indebted to you because he like saved his life or something like that.
Yeah,
correctly.
Yeah.
That was his man. That's your man.
Exactly. So that was wrong. So who wins this? Revenge or Transformers?
Revenge obviously went.
Come on, man. I'm sorry.
Last night.
Yeah,
it was visually good, but Revenge was exactly what it's supposed to. You deserve. I liked watching him get exactly done to him what he got done.
Anyway, so we rounded off with Six Underground, which is one of the more later films that Michael Bay directed. Number 14 versus
against what?
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's what you decided to put that up against?
No,
I take back what I said in the beginning of this.
No, dude, I told you I'm going by time wise. That was actually Tony Scott's last film. That was his last film before he passed.
I don't care what you said. You took this opportunity to put Six Underground up against the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Wow,
brother. Yo.
I don't know exactly how to feel about that statement right there. Like, is it an insult? Is it a diss? Is it a what?
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 was the shit. Like, that was it. Like,
Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and Six Underground. Like I said, that was actually to date Michael Bay's latest film. He's working on another film now, but that was his latest film that he directed.
And Six Underground, don't get me wrong, Six Underground was not a bad movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't a bad movie at all. But the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yo,
that was dope.
They did that. Listen, that's acting.
That's a remake that I thought was done well. That's a remake I thought that was done well.
Yeah,
yes,
it's one of the few.
We gotta set that up, Ralph. We gotta get that going. We gotta do that remake. We gotta start. We'll get on that when we get past our.
Listen, at this point,
when I find remake number 6,
Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3,
then we could maybe I can find 7 through 10.
I know, right?
I think I've only got 4. That's really you can say.
At this point, I'm pretty sure we of course quite a few of these. I don't see why it can't be done because we come and this is at
there's a lot of remakes, but a lot of them are just
inferior.
Just inferior to the original. Yeah. But this one was done very well.
That's what I'm saying. Like we have we have more than a handful of ones that are not inferior to the original. This being one of them.
This is being one of them, not inferior to the original. I did like the original though, but I'm just saying. So Tony Scott is when he wins by actually a bigger margin than I expected, based on the way it was just laid out and looking.
I wonder.
Tony Scott wins
the last 4. He took the last 4.
Well, Tony Scott with who?
Tony Scott took the last 4.
Yeah. It was closer up until that point. So he ends up winning 10-4. 10-4. That's Tony Scott.
Sorry, Michael
Bay.
Yeah. Hey, Ralph. You know what? I'm definitely. I'm reassessing this now. I'm looking over to the left, and I'm going back to the right, and I keep going. I'm looking at it. See, you set it up for me. The last 4. You know what? This Negro did it again.
Is it my fault? Hey, is it my fault that I think he set himself up to fail by doing too many damn Transformer movies?
That might be.
Because he ain't had no more movies. Like there's maybe like one more movie on his list. It's like 1 or 2. Like literally both of these. The reason why I only did 14 films. Well, obviously Tony Scott tragically. His life was over. He's no longer with us. But Michael Bay really only has like a couple of other films. So I had narrowed it 14. And that was it. And so that's it.
Yeah, I gotta give Joseph Tanner brought up too. For Michael Bay, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning. And actually, he actually did a good job on those two. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with those two.
the first one, the remake of the first part, I really liked. It was a little creepier than what Toby Hooper did. Second one, I think I didn't like the end with you see the chainsaw coming through Joanna Brooks' chest. I was like, wow, man, you had to do it like that. Damn, damn. What's Dominic going to think? Like, damn.
Yeah, that's funny. He said, "Damn, you had to do him like that."
You had to do it like that. She thinking I see the cop. I'm coming, and then he yanked it up to just. Oh man, I like you did it like that.
Oh, they went. Yeah, that went. Oh, there was a lot of real crazy.
Hold on, wait. Regina King is doing a Cadillac SUV commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's looking.
But let's. I just also want to be clear. I just want to. I want to also be clear that although those are great things to mention, Michael Bay did not direct those movies. He produced them.
Yeah, he produced it.
Yeah, he produced them. He didn't direct the Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, he only produced them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he produced them. That's why they weren't on the list as directing. But good call out anyway. Joseph.
He also produced that crappy Nightmare on Elm Street remake too, so you lose points for that. But
you stupid. But he
does not. Listen, Ralph. Stop. Listen, Ralph. You need to let that go.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm looking at this now. Wait. He has a penchant for remake. Like he produced Massacre, the Amityville Horror, The Hitcher, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, come on, man.
Friday 13th too. Yep, he did. Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hitcher, which there was no reason to redo The Hitcher. That was perfect.
So
Hitcher was perfect the way it was.
The Hitcher sucked. Amityville Horror sucked.
That remake wasn't that bad.
Nah, that movie's that was.
It wasn't the first one. It wasn't the first one, which I will say. Listen, Rutger Hauer and Tom C. Howell did that. Listen, that was.
It was unforgettable. It was no reason to remake. To me, it was no reason to remake it. You know what I mean? That's one of those situations where, once again, when we talk about remakes, you're like, it's not necessary. It's just not necessary. Why?
You want listen. Hey, Michael Bay, if you live watching this show right now, you know what movie I like to see you actually do remake? This movie that my dad took me to see when I was 12 years old called 10 to Midnight. With Charles Bronson.
10 to Midnight. Yeah. Yo, Ralph, you need to stop.
No, he can't. No.
Don't put that in the atmosphere, bro. I want to remake that movie. You can't be putting that into the universe.
And if you can't, if Wes can't do it, then it has to be Michael Mann that does that.
Yo, 10 to Midnight. Yes. Me and my brother, shout out to Heaven Hollywood.
Or Antoine Fuqua.
Me and my brother talked about this movie about a week ago. 10 to Midnight was, especially for when it came, another sleeper film. It was just different the way it was done.
Yeah.
And, even with him, being the serial killer, this dude was stripping down, butt-ass naked, killing these women, stabbing them. It was just it was crazy. The movie, and Charles Bronson was just perfect in that movie.
Yes, he was.
Charles Bronson was perfect in that movie, and he was just like, yo. I remember, like, when you think about it, what people don't realize at the end of 10 to Midnight. Sorry, spoiler alert, but at the end of 10 to Midnight, when he basically decides, I don't care, I'm going to jail, because people don't realize at the end of 10 Midnight, the cops were pulling up. They were arresting him. He was being arrested at the end of that film.
He says, "No, you won't,"
because he he technically murdered this guy in cold blood, even though
he did.
Yeah.
Technically, listen, Wes can change that. There ain't nothing technical about that. He killed his ass.
He killed him in cold blood because he knew that the dude was right. Yo, I'll get out. I'm going to get out and I'll be back. And you'll hear from me. You and the whole fucking world. No, we won't. Bomb. Yo, that is one of the illest. And I'm just like, oh, man. And when I remember, I didn't
thing.
understand it then, but when I watched it as an adult, I'm like, yo, they're gonna arrest him. He's done. He's like, he just figured out I took one for the team at this point.
Listen, that was just like that. Listen, that was just like Brad Pitt at the end of 7.
Yeah.
That was lit.
Yeah, but
see, at least with that one,
he had
yeah. Hey, come on, you just told me. You just basically told me you killed my wife, and I got a gun on me. How's this gonna play out now?
Listen.
Brad Pitt did what
here's the thing that's going back
almost any man, right or wrong mind, he did with any man.
Is gonna lose it and kill his ass.
Because chances are you might actually be able to beat it if you do a temporary insanity, or that's like a crime of passion, really. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, it could fall under that.
Because it's definitely not. It's definitely not. It's definitely not manslaughter or anything like that. Then again,
I mean, it could
but
fall.
You know what?
Under
this
is being
7.
that it was they killed the wife. Now with 10 to midnight, he just was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna let you do this to people anymore." Boom.
Yeah,
that was it. So he was just straight murdered him. You know what I mean?
Now here's what I'm gonna say. I want to pose these 2 questions to you two, and then I'm shutting up for the night. With that being said, we're talking about 10 to midnight, and now going on to 7. I want to say one of 2 things. The first one goes back to something we talked about earlier as far as cancel culture, and I wanted to say that because you guys brought up Roman Polanski, or well, Wes, you did. You brought up Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
And I have to say that with that performance that Kevin Spacey did in 7, listen, he's a perv, he's an asshole, and he's a fucking sexual predator. But goddamn,
I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he's a great actor. Just like it doesn't change the fact that R. Kelly is a great musician, and he's a perv. He's whatever you want to call him. He's a molester, whatever you want to call him. That you could rightfully call him for what he does. It doesn't change the fact that he is an excellent musician and songwriter. It doesn't change it. It doesn't matter. Just like any of them. Bill Cosby went up for what he went up for. It doesn't change the fact of what he is what he was.
And his contribution to black culture.
His contribution to not just black culture, to television. You know what I'm saying? To pop culture.
He saved a network. He kept a network from going out. And there would be no NBC if the Cosby Show did not come in. Sorry.
It is. And not only that, me and my brother was just talking about this last night. Not only did he give you the Cosby Show, a different world.
Yeah.
A different world was such a underrated, it doesn't get the credit, maybe because it was kind of like in the shadow of the Cosby Show, but a different world touched on so many topics, real life topics, college stuff, and everything, racism and this and that and bullying and all types of stuff they touched on. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it doesn't change that fact, not to me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, and it doesn't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I will not support R. Kelly. I will not put any more money in his pocket because I've already put money in his pocket because I've bought his records before. That's why I'm not going to go and burn the records that I bought because I've already paid.
I really asked you that. Did you go out there and because I'm not? No, I'm sorry. I am not getting rid of your CDs.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm because we're gonna end the show. I'm not gonna drag this on, but when it came to R. Kelly, I was more of a fan. I was always more of a fan for whatever reason of the work he did for others than his own work. That's just how I was. I love 12 Play. I love the album 12 Play, but I loved it for a complete album with the music and all that stuff. But I always thought, and I wish if I could bring somebody on, probably my girl Eugenia might know too, because she known me so long. But I've always thought that R. Kelly's writing, his music was a little. It sounds pretentious. It sounds weird to say juvenile right now, but I was always like, you remind me of my Jeep, stuff like that. It was cool and all, but I just thought it was very simply written, right? And I used to always say that about his writing. But then the stuff that he would do for other people, Fortunate for Maxwell, all these songs that he wrote, for other people. I'm like, yo, these songs are so dope. And then the ones he did too. I like R. Kelly had two levels. He had like, I don't know. I don't know what to call what type of R. Kelly that was.
I know what to call it.
Then you got grown man R. Kelly.
No,
those grown man R. Kelly songs, Stepping Game, stuff like that. When a Woman's Fed Up, like these songs are brilliant songs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When a Woman's Fed Up is a brilliant song. I don't care what anybody say. You know what I'm saying? And people can get mad all they want. It doesn't change the fact of their artistry because they might be weirdos or assholes or just straight up pedos. You know what I'm saying? So doesn't change the artistry. So yeah, no. Kevin Spacey, I think I know where you was getting at with that, Kev. Doesn't change the fact that Kevin Spacey is one of the better actors of that time. You know what I'm saying? And he really is. And Seven is not just the only thing that he's really. I mean, look at freaking The Usual Suspects, Kaiser Sose. You know I mean, come on, like right there. That's one of the
Baby Driver more recently.
Yeah, I'm just like, this dude.
It's what I said. What I said to say.
It just makes it more tragic,
Yeah,
it's really what pisses me off. Again, what I was going at with my point about Josh Whedon. How dare you?
How dare you do? Yeah, you had the, like you said, you had the key to everything. You had, you brought us. You're just like what you said, Kev. Like just like even what you said with Michael Bay. You thank Michael Bay for bringing us Transformers. You know what I'm saying? You brought my childhood to life. You know what I'm saying? You did that too, Joss Whedon, with the Avengers. You brought our childhood to real life. You know what I'm saying? And you had the key to do whatever you want at that point because that set you on a whole nother level. Oh, no, you already had Buffy and all that other stuff, and it's all great. But, when he did the Avengers, it put him on in another stratosphere as a director. You see what I'm saying? Because of what he did with the film and how successful it was. So to find out, yes, it's very disappointing and disheartening to find out that Josh Whedon is such an a-hole. He's such an a-hole, and it's really
same thing with Kevin Spacey. Like
Spacey being
7
such an a-hole that Spacey is, and really a predator, which is even worse than that. He's a monster. You know what I'm saying? Really. You know what I'm saying?
It
doesn't change that he's a great actor. I'm just saying.
Like some of my greatest moments, and I hate to say this because I listen. Wes is my brother. I have some great moments. Like me and this man sat up at nights, 3 and 4 nights in a row, getting no sleep, making beats. Like there are some choice moments in my life that I have that are standalone moments that I will never forget. And a lot of those moments that I have with the very few individuals that I have with, and Wes, you're one of them, a lot of those moments come from me sitting in a movie theater.
Yeah.
And
no, of course. Yeah.
This is why because I don't have any other words to use. It's why it hurts.
Yeah, no, it hurt. It does. You when you find out, and that's where people go crazy. Like, oh, because that person gave you good television, you give them excuses. No, that's not what. No one's saying that. I'm just saying it doesn't change the fact. Whatever Bill Cosby went to jail for doesn't change the fact of what he contributed to not just black culture, to pop culture. Period. To television. You know what I'm saying? To television, and in some cases when he was younger, to
the
film.
Fact that nobody had nothing to say about Bill Cosby until he wanted to buy NBC. They didn't have nothing to say about this man.
Well, of course, that's a whole nother story. Same reason why they decided to start smearing Michael Jackson, and even though Michael Jackson there was all alleged stuff. There was never any proof, whatever. But Michael Jackson owned 51% of Sony. Anyone who knows him and worked with him, including my boy Elliot Strait, aka Dr. Freeze, he will tell you straight up. If you listen to Rodney Jerkins, there's an interview with Rodney Jerkins out there on Vlad TV.
Talk about it.
He says right there, the man owned Sony. He's like, he owned Mad People's Publishing. He's like, what people? He's like, do you understand? He owned the majority of Sony. Do you understand? It's not just he owned the Beatles catalog. He owned publishing of people. He naming people like Babyface, all of these people that came under that Sony music group and all that stuff that that falls under that umbrella. He owned 51%, of that. He owned majority percentage of that. So he said he's the one who he put me onto the publishing game. And that goes right back to my story that Freeze, my boy Freeze, shout out to Freeze, told me about Rodney Jerkins. Rodney Jerkins, who is a very talented man, but he gets a lot of credit for stuff that he doesn't do because he has a team of writers and producers that's under him, and they do their stuff, and he's got publishing deals with them. So yeah, they're all driving Benzes because they're getting paid money from him, but they don't get the real long money. The long money goes to him because he owns their publishing,
and they don't get the credit. And they don't get the credit.
And they don't get the credit. So what they're getting is a nice upfront check. Because like I said, Freeze said when Freeze worked with Michael Jackson on the Invincible album, they were all in the same studios, and Freeze was in like Studio B and Rodney Jerkins was in Studio A, and it's like Rodney Jerkins, it was like him and like 10 other cats in there. They was in there sleeping on cots, like working night and day, for Michael Jackson stuff, writing, producing, whatever. It was just Freeze by himself and working on his stuff. And he's like, damn, maybe I should get a team. That's one of the reasons why he became a mentor of mine. He wanted to mentor me into being like a producer under him. You know what I mean? So it's like,
listen, Rodney Jerkins is the reason why Timbaland and you know who another one is like that? What's his face from Atlanta? There's
a lot of them like that.
Jermaine Dupri?
Jermaine
no,
Dupri?
Not Jermaine Dupri.
No, not Jermaine Dupri. He kind of does a lot of stuff himself. But
what's his face? What's his name? I'm talking about that was that Puffy and Eric Sherman and all of them. They got their start because they're not,
Clive?
Not Clive.
God
damn, why can't I think of his name?
I don't know. You say he's a producer? Andre Harrell?
No, not Andre Harrell. All of them ended up going down. Like he ended up bringing a lot of cats down to Atlanta and really sparking off their stuff. Like when they were basically at a dead end. Like Eric Sherman. God damn it! What is his name?
You're not talking about Clive Davis.
Not Darkchild.
Darkchild is
that's
Rodney Jerkins. That's Rodney Jerkins.
God damn it!
No. Yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Oh, what the hell is his name?
Is it Rock?
I know y'all both know who I'm talking about. He's like even for Rodney Jerkins, like
not Teddy Riley.
No, not Teddy Riley.
Teddy's from New York, but then he went to Virginia.
I know you're not talking about Swiss Beats.
No way. Not Swiss.
No, not Swiss Beats. Oh, god damn it. What's that guy's name from Atlanta?
From Atlanta?
Yeah, and he has a big studio
guy.
He's basically telling people come. Shit. Eric Sherman was just talking about him too in his interview with Joe on Jopra. With Joe with Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, which my brother affectionately renamed the Fat Joe show on his own. He said he was like, Fat Joe always being sloppy with stuff. He should be called Sloppy Joe. That should be called the Sloppy Joe.
I gotta talk to your brother about that.
God damn.
He said should be called the Sloppy Joe. That's what he calls him. He calls him Sloppy Joe. That should be called the Sloppy Joe show. Because you know what? He actually could run with it. Because it's messy, but it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's messy, but it's good.
You know, the only motherfucker that Joe wasn't sloppy with was fucking Busta Rhymes. And that's only because Busta Rhymes, and the same thing with Eric Sherman a little bit, took control of an interview and would not let him shut him down and keep interrupting him.
Because
Joe keeps bringing up stuff. Next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, it's too funny.
It's
man.
like, are we here to talk about us or you, motherfucker? Which one?
Yeah, it's like so sloppy Joe. But anyway, we'll figure that out next time. We're gonna have to wind the show down and end the show. But so next week I'm hoping next week I could try to get are you talking about my man? You're not talking about the dude who used to live in Westbury, right? That's Corey Rooney. You talking about Corey?
No, not him. Not Corey Rooney. No.
Dallas Austin?
No.
Dallas Austin?
Dallas Austin.
Yeah,
Dallas Austin.
Okay.
Exactly, Ralph. That's exactly
Dallas Austin. Yeah, Dallas Austin. Okay, yeah.
Oh, you said the guy that was knocking chili. Oh, okay, I know now.
That's why you should have said it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, now I know what I'm talking about.
So but next week I'm gonna try to get Trina Parks back on the show next week, and we could talk a little bit about Sir the Knight himself, Sir Sean Connery, and his career, and just her experience working with him and things of that nature. So we go from there. Once again, we want to rest in peace to Sean Connery. And we'll do another. I guess we'll go back to the actors next week, and we'll give the directors a rest and go back to the actors. We'll come back. I still have yet to find a director to really be able to rival Steven Spielberg, except surprisingly, Ridley Scott's got some.
I like that, and I like
Scott's
that.
got some bops.
That's where you listen. That's it right there.
Ridley Scott got some bops. I was like, yo, Ridley Scott is the man.
Yeah, I do like that, man.
Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say, why even do it? Ridley Scott gonna win?
Nah, it's not, not necessarily. Not necessarily, though. But he's the only one in my opinion. Steven Spielberg is one of the only dudes that, first of all, he's got like the most films under his belt out of all of these directors that we come across. Because like I said before, surprisingly, when you go through all these, like Steven Spielberg, almost everything under his belt, and he's got like 60 something films or something like that. Almost everything under his belt as a director is a film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of these other directors that directed other stuff, but see, Ridley Scott's another one who started doing like films. They're true filmmakers, and they got the same type of background as far as, they got sci-fi stuff, they got drama stuff, thriller stuff, so whatever. So they are a really good matchup. And I think that before we go back to the actors, I think we gotta rock with that one. We gotta rock with Ridley Scott.
I say you do Steven Spielberg versus Meryl Streep.
Oh my God! There's no one to match him. I tried to match, like, Marty has the same amount of films, but Martin Scorsese is very, on the same type of films.
Marty Scorsese is one directional. Fuck Marty.
Yeah, he
said that bullshit. So Marty gets no play with me. I don't care who you put up against.
Marty. Most of his directions are gangster movies. I mean, King of Comedy is not a gangster movie.
No. He's either doing mafia movies, or he's doing movies that's like, like you got King of Comedy, you got Taxi Driver.
After Hours, man. If you've never seen After Hours, watch that shit. Is awesome. But it's
After Hours.
I don't care. He said that bullshit, and as far as I'm concerned, Marty Scorsese ain't shit.
Yeah, so I mean, once again, doesn't change the fact that he's a good director. So
it does to me. I don't care what he did. The moment you sit down and you say that bullshit that he said, listen, I just lose all respect for you, because basically what you're saying is, when he said that to me, and this is why I lost all respect for him. When he said, and even though I did turn around and waste 3 hours of my life watching that good ass shit he did on Netflix, because it was good. I don't care what nobody say. Right. It wasn't. I would have never sat in the movie theater to watch that shit. But when you turn around and you basically discredit a whole genre, and just because
he did the film. Remember, Kev, he did the film we were just talking about with your boy King Fear.
Yeah.
Marty's got some dope joints. I just think that ultimately he only matches Spielberg in the number of films that he's done.
That's it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He has like 66 films.
Diversity of types of film.
Yeah, exactly. He can't mess with Spielberg on that one. Yeah. But Marty is dope. I mean, we have to put him against somebody else, but
Ron Howard, I guess you could put up against Spielberg, even though he doesn't have the number of films.
Maybe Ron. You know, Ron Howard may not. He doesn't have the numbers, but
Ron Howard has been sucking as of late.
He's got some big ass films though.
Yeah, he started out real good, but he's just been going down.
No, stop it, Ralph. He did not. Name one film that was bad that he did.
Inferno.
You're bugging.
Solo.
What?
Solo.
You're bugging.
Solo whack, man. I agree with him on Solo. I couldn't stand that movie.
All right, maybe Solo.
That was a waste of time.
I didn't like Inferno. I did not like Inferno.
I mean, Ron Howard's a good choice though, Kev. But we'll have to see. We'll have to go from there and figure out. Ron Howard may go against somebody else, but he
made up for that shit
stuff.
with what's it called?
I say if you're gonna do Ron Howard, right? And since he was acting, you got to pit him up against someone that's Ron Howard, Rob Reiner, or against Clint. The only other person thing is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe that's the person you put up against Spielberg is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I don't think Clint has enough versatility in his.
Clint's not diverse enough
in his genres. The most diverse genre guy is Ridley Scott to go against.
Ridley Scott has been all over the place.
Clint got his dramas, you know.
He got dramas. He's got
comedies. Only thing he doesn't really have is
sci-fi. He doesn't have sci-fi.
That's really it. He just doesn't have that one.
He doesn't have sci-fi. So,
and I think he did Play Misty for Me. I think he directed that. So then
Play Misty for Me. Yeah, that was like a thriller. Play Misty for Me. Yeah, which that was like the original Fatal Attraction. Play Misty for Me. Yeah, all right, that's cool. So we'll get back at it, but I think we're gonna go Ridley Scott and but we'll decide it all next week. Thanks everyone. Thanks everybody for Maddie. Thanks for sticking around, hanging out, and holding us down as usual. We really appreciate you, Joseph. Of course, always. Everybody else that shouted us out. Everybody else that sent me text messages laughing at our crazy asses. And we just want to once again say that the views and no, I'm joking. We just want to say, everybody, thank you for the support. We're gonna continue to branch out on this show. I'm gonna start uploading highlights of all of our shows to the YouTubes. I'm gonna also start putting our podcast out via Anchor, which will be, so the podcast will end up, the audio podcast will end up on like Spotify and stuff like that. So you guys, once we do that, we're going to keep you posted. We'll be talking about it here. We want you guys to please go out and listen to some of the old shows and bring some of the archives up.
Especially those earlier shows.
Yeah.
Especially ones with that jackass from Miami. Oh my God.
Yeah, the Cobra Commander. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude who's called himself the Cobra Commander.
I like to call him False Hope.
Really did.
Yeah.
It really did like that. Like, damn. He said that jackass.
The Cobra Commander.
I did. Yeah, I did him like that. I did him like that. He did us dirty.
Last thing.
He did us dirty.
No, check it. That reminds me of the last thing that I want to say. I will be doing a show. And a lot of actors can and people. This is going to be called right now, for lack of a better title, I'm calling it Indie Artist Rehab. Right?
Oh Jesus!
Indie Artist Rehab. This will be a show where we will expose all of the piece of shit, phony motherfuckers that indie artists, creative people have come across in their years. Whether you're an actor,
listen, I'm gonna say what Wes won't say. for the motherfuckers that did us dirty, for the motherfuckers that made us come out to motherfucking
Well, it's not
meetings
just
and
us
waste
though.
our
I'm saying
goddamn
other
time.
people.
Train rides.
Right.
Oh no, I
Not
know where you're going. I know you're talking about everybody and not just us.
This is for everyone, because you got actors out there that's been led on, you know, where people are not being transparent about film. Like I'm an independent filmmaker. We're all independent filmmakers, you know, but you don't lead on your actors to think that something's bigger than what it really is. And then the actors are all they're all upset at the end of the day because they thinking it was going to be something that it's not, because you were not transparent from the beginning. You belong in that list of asshole people. I'm sorry. I don't care what you believed or what you thought.
That's you fake ass money men.
Fake money men I got some stories for days, and Kev, you know every one of them. I got stories for days that'll show you there's people out there, and that's why he said about the Cobra Commander dude, the dude who used to call our show and became it went into his whole thing that I won't go into right now because we got into the show. But bottom line is, we are doing a show. I'm calling on all of the indie artists and creative people. All of your horror stories. Come on, bring it to the rehab so we can get over this. So we can get over, we can get past it, we can air it out and air some people out if you want to, because I sure will. So you don't have to. But
I don't know. I don't have any horror stories like that. I can't air anybody out.
Well, I mean,
foreign people, yes, but mainstream people, no.
It doesn't matter what industry. There's people that you come across that are just basically bullshit. They made promises, they fronting, and you don't realize why you even doing this. Like, what is your game? What's your end game? What do you gain from this? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? We can only give a pass to one crappy stink ass motherfucker because he was doing it for pussy.
Well, the one dude. I mean, I said, well, look, at least he had an agenda. Just this other dude that we dealt with on a film, and you know, he was leading everybody along, fake investor, blah blah blah, acting like he got money. Long story short, at the end of the day, he didn't have no money, and he was just but he was trying to screw the executive producer of the movie. You know, he was trying to get in her pants. Once he realized that he wasn't going to get none from her, he fell back. So although it's a shitty thing to do, at least I get it. At least he had an agenda. The rest of them, they just do it just for the hell of doing it.
I know we're ending the show, but I just want to say one more thing on top of that. When you know that that's just because we didn't know, but she knew. She had every inkling of what he was up to.
Right.
But she's trying to play. She's trying to play the upper hand of I got what he wants, so I'm gonna try to get out of him what he ain't got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not even gonna blame her for it. You know what I'm saying? Because she worked a woman. That's what she did. She worked a woman.
And you know how to know she know when her husband showed up to the damn table to be like, listen, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah, like I said, of course she knew. But either way, we're gonna talk it all out.
I need a filet of fish sandwich now. Y'all niggas are made me hungry.
So anyway, that's the show. That's our show for the night. But that's gonna be an upcoming show. We're gonna do Indie Artist Rehab, and people could come and tell their horror stories, and we will share horror stories, and blow some people up in the meantime. It's gonna be Like my old pastor used to say, if the shoe fit, wear it. It's tight, but it's right.
Nope. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna correct that one. I'm gonna correct that one. What my pastor said: if the shoe fits, take that motherfucker off and get a new pair. God damn it!
He said, if the shoe fit, it may be tight, but it's right.
I'm gonna say what Michael Williamson said: take the boot, take the boot, take the boot.
All right, cool, y'all. We're gonna say good night to everybody.
That's the real horror story. Vote the horror story out of office.
Everybody go out and vote and do your thing, man. All right, peace, everybody.
Deuces.